To this day.
Usually she calls me. She's really good about
I
calling.
still look, when I come in the back door, I still look at that thing, thinking it's gonna be flat.
Between the Rotary
Instead, I
Park
have to
and
go over and get my little quarterback phone and look at it, it'll be flat.
Yeah, I
I'm
didn't
sorry.
know where to turn. When I was walking around getting my petition filled out, I had some residents from Southtown ask us
In the cemetery,
questions
that's
and
ours.
had some complaints.
That's
I'm
cold
like, okay,
storage.
let me find some answers. So part of the answers were the code enforcement, which I got a hold of today, talked to
You
them.
talked to Ian?
Yeah, so
He's a
hopefully,
great guy.
I'm thinking he kind of got it. He said he was gonna go right down and take care of the one issue. and
everything we
look
go
into
over
it,
the
we'll
cemetery.
see
I mean, it
where
really has
we go
taken
from
a beating
there.
the last
And
2 years.
the other one I sent him, he said he had been dealing with the other issue, and I've been calling you often until we figure it out, so.
You're gonna do
I'll
that?
see how that goes.
Tuesday.
Yep.
So many of these things.
Yeah, yep,
are
Monday,
things that
Tuesday.
usually
Sure.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
10 o'clock, I think. I gotta go down on the way.
So they're-
Oh, it's in town, you're not
County office
taking.
building.
They don't do anything, and people
The
are
closest
allowed to
one, next
go
one would have been.
Yeah, we don't answer.
Well,
Clear
one
up.
of the things was.
Get her done and over with.
Yeah, we're good enough.
Yeah, it's good. Info.
Yeah, it is.
And nobody knows.
John, and you don't,
How?
you can take
Where
a
is
check, they're gonna
this?
send
It's
us a
right
bill,
across
and
from
we'll send a check.
Right
We're gonna
where
wait till we
we
get
get
the
the
bill.
building at the four corners
Yeah.
there, on the
She said
just
that,
that,
she used to do it, and I
that,
said,
the
no,
one
I said,
that
I
needs
just.
to be torn down, that used to be the,
And she goes,
Oh,
there
that
is
used to be, Toby's auction.
But
so
she hasn't
behind
called me
that
back
is
on the
that
other
little
issue.
building that sets back there.
Uh,
Selling tires out of
it-
that.
Preferred did put out their blast.
A whole bunch of tires.
So the other thing I thought about was.
So, which is environmental, they don't have rims in them, so things are gonna get in there, so we had that conversation. But it just popped up out of nowhere.
I've already reached out, so they would be very receptive to a call.
Okay,
Yeah,
everybody.
that's what my question was, is I didn't know, but people had complaints, so I'm like, okay, I'll go.
It's 6:00. And I want to bring the town board meeting for April 8th, 2024 to order. Can we stand to salute the flag?
Where is that?
No, if you do.
Okay, all right. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, good evening, everybody. Hope you had a good solar eclipse day. And we're gonna open up, starting with discussion. Any Pete? Because I know you have something, Pete.
Just a couple quick things. The reminder that Earth Day is coming up on the 20th, from 9 until 1 at multiple locations throughout the village. Paper shredding from 9 until 11 in front of the old firehouse, sponsored by MVP. Mary Ellen is going to be leading the landscaping effort, starting at about 9 o'clock. Hopefully folks will start arriving a little bit early so we can issue some weapons of landscaping destruction up at the Rotary Park. And most of the focus is going to be up there as we clean up and plant and edge around the crab trees that John and I knew as spruce trees, I think, at that point, many, many years ago. And we're going to do some work in the cemetery as well. The cemetery, Fairview, is a little rutted because of some burials that we had to do when the ground was very, very soft and very slippery. Things slid down, so there was a lot of work that needed to clean that up. What else have we got? We got a contractor fair, which is a big deal, from 9 until 1 down at the Chobani Center. Contractors will be available to discuss potential projects that folks can take advantage of. And also Tony Caniel will be down there with probably someone else from the CD loan committee to talk about the low interest loans that are available at 2.5% for building repairs. What else did I miss? We are also going to be doing some cleanup of some private properties for folks that need some assistance, and also some properties that are probably private, but guess what? When people drive through the village of New Berlin, they view them as New Berlin's properties. So we will likely be cleaning up the area in front of Milford again. And we're actually preparing some areas that, even if in fact we're not planting, we're going to be preparing for the planting of certain areas. We're going to do the blue and yellow state signs. And I think, is there anything else that I missed?
No, but I can build off you.
Okay. I think that is that for that piece of it. And then I'll cover a couple other quick things that we got going between now and the end of May.
So one of the reasons why I'm here is I didn't know if you would be interested, if you've noticed the Welcome to New Berlin signs. Last year, we did little gardens, perennial gardens around them. I didn't know if you wanted something around the town office sign. So we were offering to do that. So it's no maintenance on you all, because we'll just roll it into when we walk around and do the village signs. But if you'd rather just leave it as grass, because that's easier to cut, I get
I
it.
would say our highway would say leave it as grass, so they don't have to go around it. Because up our walkways, we do have irises and we have black-eyed Susans
Right.
that come up.
Yep.
They need to be thinned out if you want to take some to plant somewhere.
Right. I have witnesses. You all heard her say that.
Is the board okay with her thinning them out?
Thick out.
Yeah, they're like you're seeing them. They need to be. You could plant them in different
That's
places.
so funny, because I was walking up here and I'm like,
They need to.
Yes.
They need to be thinned out. But I would say the highway would be easier for them just to mow it than go around the garden.
Okay.
But that's my opinion. You guys put your own opinion in.
Oh, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Easier to mow around if you got some
Yeah.
type of boundary.
We'd have to have the highway put some, what do they call them, landscape tiles down. I mean, if you guys want to do it, I'm about it, but we'll have to get them to do it.
You guys.
It's up to you guys.
We're talking about putting it out like
Under our sign, right? That's where you.
Yeah,
Spruce
what,
it up.
typically it's an oval, right?
Yeah.
So, and the ones around the New Berlin signs, the Welcome to New Berlin signs are probably, I don't know, 4 feet maybe, and at the
Yeah.
widest point.
Well, you have to weed whack around the sign now anyways, right?
Yeah.
So what's the difference of putting flowers there versus not?
Yeah, I mean, that's up to you guys, but we should have a border so that they don't mow down the flowers.
Flashing or whatever it's called up there.
Yeah.
Oh, we'd mulch it and
Yeah.
clear it, so we leave some clearance between the plants and the edge,
Okay,
so.
so that's,
I think that would be nice if they're
I
all
think
going to
we
do
can.
it.
is it part of the students? Is it part of the ag department?
So they helped us last year.
Okay.
I haven't heard back from Jessica DeVries as to
Okay.
whether or not they'd be participating. We were hoping the Girl Scouts were gonna join us. I just learned that's the matinee day for the play at the school, down at the school. So they're not gonna be able to do anything with us. The Boy Scouts will be joining us, but we
Oh,
have a
nice.
separate project for them. And then it's Chobani and, I think you mentioned this already, right? But Chobani Preferred volunteers.
Yeah, because I
will
know
be out
Preferred
there.
does a big cleanup too, don't they, down 8 and,
They do. I have not heard the timing of that
cleanup.
adopt a spot. Yeah.
okay, okay.
All right, so we'll plan on,
And do we want to make a motion for it, so that they can plant? Do I need a motion for it?
I wouldn't think so.
Okay, all right, everybody's okay.
Okay, but-
Okay,
We'll shoot
that's
for
great.
it.
And we'll get the highway to put some landscape tiles so you know, but you want it oval. Or do you need, like, have, or you just dig out the
we
sod?
just dug out the soil. So last year I went around
Okay.
with some
Okay,
paint and just went, all right, and that's, they go to town,
dig
dig
it
it all
out,
out,
okay.
clear it out, edge it.
There you go.
okay, so they'll just have the
We
landscape
do that
around it,
later
or
afterwards.
we did, okay. All right, sounds great, that's beautiful, thank you.
Thank
All
you.
right, I'm gonna do one quick thing and then you can go back to Pete, just for the conversation that we had, Wendy. I did put another call into TAS, but I
Okay.
haven't heard from Tom. So if I hear from him, I will get back to you. If you happen to be at our meeting tomorrow night, with any luck.
Okay, I talked to David too about it, he was gonna reach back out to him, because I talked to him tonight about it too. Okay, so I did get on it, so, hopefully we'll get a separate,
Well, I'll keep on him. He's usually pretty good about getting back to me.
Yes.
I haven't gotten anything from him, I'm not sure, so
okay. All
that's
right.
it for me. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Anything else? Pete?
Another reminder, the 6th of May, don't have an exact time, but it's going to be in the evening, either 6 or 6:30 at the Chivani Center. We will be offering AED and CPR training to the community for free. So I'm not sure whether it's going to be the advanced level, but I know that it will be the introductory level that I hope that he follows up as phase 2 with the more advanced level for people who need recertification.
Is that something that people need to register for?
No, I don't think so. I'm trying to do the first one just by word of mouth. I'm
Okay.
hoping that I can get a good crowd, but not a humongous crowd because
Okay.
we're not.
First one.
There's a lot going on in EMS land that I don't want to overwhelm them right now.
Okay.
What we got going on.
So it's May 6th, 6 PM.
Yeah, roughly 6. I'm not sure whether it's going to kick
Okay.
off at 6 or 6:30, but we will be
Okay.
available.
That would be
I also
something good
advise
for
the
the Millbrook
fire
staff.
department as well.
Okay, great.
And then on the 27th is Memorial Day Parade. Still working on some military participation on that one, so that we do anticipate that there will be a little bit longer parade and perhaps a little bit more sophisticated honor ceremony. And the honor ceremony will also be accompanied by chicken barbecue from Edsel, the public house, and the Chivani will have product there, and there will also be the traditional barbecue at the American Legion as well. So
Is that a
couple opportunities.
pre-order for chicken, or he's just making somebody when it's gone, it's
I
gone?
think that's going to be first come first serve.
Okay.
The
But if you want to eat for free, come to the post.
yes. Come to the post. There's free burgers and hot dogs and that sort of thing, like we traditionally had.
Yeah,
The idea with Edsel is that when people start smelling chicken, they're gonna hang around a little bit longer than rather than just go to the parade, just finish, I'm going back to the house and watch over or whatever they do afterwards. And the Village Voices will be there. Jeff and the Village Voices will be singing a medley of military component songs. So that's kind of neat, along with the choir and the band and all that.
okay, very nice. Anything else, Pete?
I'm sorry?
Garage sale days are in June.
Garage is the 15th of June. And it's also the day for the cookout at
St. Teresa's.
for St. Teresa's. I'm not sorry, not the cookout, the Brookses for St. Teresa's. And we're actually exploring one other thing that might happen on that day, which would complement, I believe, St. Teresa's. And that is possibly, it's being discussed, is ice cream being offered at the basement of the Masonic Hall. If you have not been in there lately, it has been refurbished.
Nice.
It smells clean. It freshly painted, new ceiling tiles, new lights. It really is a nice facility, and I think that they want to introduce that back to the community.
Good deal.
So
That's
it's a good
beautiful.
thing.
That was a good place to have stuff.
It was.
Anything else, Pete?
That's it.
Okay, thank you very much. Anybody else?
Yeah, I just have a question. I heard today that Lisa, our police officer, was involved in something where she was,
I will talk about it.
is she okay?
She is okay. She is okay.
That's all I want to know.
Okay, she is okay. I'll bring it up. I'm doing her thing. Okay, that being said, let's move ahead. Approval of the monthly minutes. Can I have a motion for March 11th, 2024's minutes? And if John, second?
I second.
April, any discussion? That being said, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Acceptance of the monthly reports. Can I have a motion? Sarah, second?
Oh, no, go ahead.
Okay, April? All in favor? Okay, it's not on the agenda, but I'm gonna start with just a quick supervisor's, report, couple things at county. Today, I handed in, John called me. We have to do it every year, our civil service payroll certificate form. John got that all done. I picked it up before I went to county and handed that in. There was something on the agenda that I didn't understand and Roland was in it. So thank God for Mr. Wanzer, I think sits next to me.
Dr. Wanzer.
I said, can you tell me what this is? And it's an 8-year ag and market. The county, we had 2 resolutions today for ag and market. One was in Bainbridge, they added 3 more parcels. And it's the county certifying that our people that get our ag, sort of like exemptions on their property is truly ag and market. So they do it, it's a thing for every 8 years and it was coming up, so they passed it today. So our town was part of the ag and market exemption. So I wanted to tell you about that. I want you to be aware that this year the county has passed a resolution. April is going to be proclaiming Child Abuse Prevention Month in Shenango County and proclaiming April to be Sexual Assault Awareness Month in Shenango County. Also, for any of you that don't know, they did appoint Aaron A. Dean as our Shenango County Public Defender today. I think that's all for county. I'll do highway and then I'll talk about the police during police. Brandon?
Good evening. March, kind of slow. We did a lot of tree cleanup. We got a great all around town, cleaning up limbs and down trees that happened with some of this wet snow that we had. We worked on Warner Hill Road again. It's kind of our problem child at the moment. Was able to get a hold of Pat Johnson. He owns there's a cornfield up there. And we need to put a perimeter drain around this field so it stops damaging our road. He's supposed to get in contact with me when he's got a break in his time, so we can get that done. Warner Hill Road again, Sahara Lupo. She contacted me with some damage to her property due to the drainage issues up there. And when we get the weather for it, we need to hire somebody or rent something. Mini excavator.
Is that because of Jonathan's Field?
That has, well, we had that real big rainstorm there last year. We about lost that road. And the culvert pipe was too small. The water ran over the road and basically ran right down the edge of her property. And took all the silt and debris and everything and just planted it right in the back corner of her property. And to do the right thing, we need to go out there and clean it up. We don't have, what I think we could use is a rock hound. I know Tuller has one. If we could hire him for a day to go up there and clean it all up and make it usable for her again.
Can you get an estimate from
Yeah, I can.
Tuller for that?
I can get a couple anyway, from different people too, so.
That can do it? Yeah, get us, 2 to 3.
That needs to happen, because that was, and
Okay,
she was really understanding, which is very good.
okay.
And she sent a
Well,
email with her daughter in a kayak with the water.
we'll have to draft a little bit before we
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But we can get estimates now. It's supposed to be really warm this week.
Yeah, I'll work on that. We replaced the side dump cylinder on Tracy's plow truck, took it to steel sales and had them do the work for us. We weren't like tooled enough to do that kind of work. And I also ordered another cylinder to have on hand, because that cylinder we use on all the plow equipment and stuff, that's all the same, so that'll work on all the others. Now we took delivery of our new broom that goes to our loader. We had a demonstration from Chris from the Neural Tractor where we bought it. Showed us how to operate it. And hopefully on Wednesday when we get some rain, we're gonna be going right into our brooming and getting that knocked out for the year. The new HV 10-wheeler that we took order of there about a year ago, we took to Syracuse for some warranty work. The paint was peeling right off the hood and sheets, and they made repairs and repainted it, and hopefully that doesn't happen again.
This is our brand new one?
Yeah, the one we got last year, it's about a year old, so.
And it was under warranty?
Yep.
Wow.
We did just normal maintenance and washing of our trucks, cleaned the garage up, did some fabrication work. We built some racks to try to get some of the steel out back to get up off the floor. Just trying to clean the place up a little bit. It's a slow process, but we're getting there. And then we did take ownership of our new poly tanks we purchased from National Grid in Saratoga. They should be in service, and after we plumb them up, and should be good to go for next year. I got a hold of the woman from CHIPS today regarding
Oh, good, 'cause
seminars
that's
and
nice thing.
stuff like that. And they don't typically offer anything like that other than highway school.
Okay.
And last year wasn't a real good year for them to explain how things work
Oh, I
because
tell you, I looked on your agenda for this year and it doesn't have.
they're there. The
They
CHIPS
didn't-
people will be there.
Oh, they will be, but it
Yes.
didn't have a special group for you to go to
No,
for
but
CHIPS.
the reps are there and they make time. We can go talk
Okay.
to them. Like I said, I talked to her today and she was awfully pleasant, very informative. Any questions we have, we can reach out to her and talk to her anytime, so.
Well, let's just let the board know. I don't really know how the CHIPS all work, so it's, y'all know, and you probably all don't know either, because Dan was here for 30 years and Dan took care of it. But from what Brandon gave me, we had 143,813 rollover from last year. We got appropriated 187, so they're saying we have a total of 331 and change. We've already spent 215 of that on a loader. That has to be put in for reimbursement. We missed Marches, so it won't be able to go till,
September.
no, July.
Or July, sorry. Yep.
Okay, I was like, geez, you just
No.
gave me another
No,
heart
no,
attack.
no, you're right, July.
I thought it was
Sorry.
July.
Yeah.
We probably won't receive the check until
Right.
September, correct?
Yep.
I mean, I'm guessing here,
Yeah, that's the
Brandon.
way it should be.
Okay, so right now I'm estimating, and we already passed to get the mower, which is supposed to be here, I thought at the end of last month. Is that coming?
Should be here tomorrow.
The mower should be.
Yeah,
So
should
we
be.
allocated 32,000 about
Mhm.
for that out of our CHIPS money. So, and then we had a problem with Quick Coat, what was that company?
Suit coat.
Sucoat. And that was the 10,000 about?
10,000.
So estimated right now, we've already spent 153, rough idea. So we have about 43,000 left to spend. That's it for roads, but we can't do
Can't
very
really
many
do
roads.
Right.
So until we get the money back in. So that's the update on CHIPS. I wanted you to know that.
Good.
Okay, so, but we're on top of it. But you gotta remember, when you see that budgeted line, don't think we have that money when we wanna buy some, because we're broke.
Right now.
All right. Next thing I have for you, Grant, did you get a price on the sand?
Yeah. Don't have it on me.
Okay.
I did,
Do you remember at all, just a rough idea or not really? You can text me.
I don't. I can go
Okay.
find it.
And
Well, it's right on there.
I don't know if anybody knows, and maybe Debbie, do you know what, like usually how many loads Millbrook usually gets when they replace it? Is it one truck? Do we get 2 truckloads? Do you have any idea?
I remember just one.
I always thought that they brought
Was
in
it two?
the,
Loads.
they brought in one and they would, kind of spread that down toward like the, swings and all of that, because that's where
And then
the
if we need
roads.
another one.
And then another one, and I can't remember the reason Dan said, but they used to always pile it up on top. And he said it had to stay up there piled. The kids play on it, but then it kind of does a natural erosion down toward the
Otherwise,
beach.
it'll go down. to
Because
the
it's
beach.
naturally sloped, so they build like a bank at the top, so
Yeah.
that water doesn't just immediately rush it all down.
Yeah.
It gives it more time, yeah. So I think it was one to spread and one to leave.
One to spread and one to leave. Okay.
We might need to look at 3 because of the sand erosion that's being slowly replaced by grass on the left side,
To
down
cut
in
the
front of the
grass.
pavilion. Yeah, it's gotta go over the grass and we have to, there's quite the pit underneath the swing set at the moment.
Okay, I haven't been up there since weather has broke, so I haven't been up there. I don't know if you guys have been up there to look
Yeah,
at
we've
it.
been up there.
You'll
So
have to
just-
take a ladder up there for me and fix the swing because someone
Oh,
moved up
great.
over.
Yeah, we did that last year too.
Oh, they swung it and wrapped
Swung
it
it,
up.
it's all twisted up.
All right, because
Board.
is the opening weekend May 13th? Because I can't really
Right
remember.
around
I thought it was
that.
Mother's Day weekend.
Let me check.
But the Boy Scouts, not that they need the beach, will be up there the weekend before,
May
so
17th.
May 17th.
That's the
Okay,
first, that's the third weekend of the month. It's the Friday before the weekend.
Okay. Just so you know, so you can get it,
Mhm.
because you got what, 4 weeks?
Yeah.
Okay, for that.
Any word from B&H? Are they gonna do that work up there? or-
I haven't met with him
Okay.
yet to go look at it yet, to give us an estimate. So I will let you know.
I
Hopefully,
can do that.
he's gonna have a really good week, so hopefully he'll wrap up the roof if he's
Yeah,
not too
sounds like
busy.
it, yeah, sounds like it.
Because it's supposed to be,
I have talked to him about a week, but
yeah, I just saw him quick in
Oh,
the
did you?
bank and told him that we might have another project for
so
him.
you want me?
If you could, John, that would be great, because I know you're gonna go down and inspect the roof, okay? So, and if not, if it's too high or something, then we'll let you
That's
know.
boarded up, right?
Yeah, we'd have to go out and unscrew the plywood off of here.
Okay.
And we're just asking them to replace the toilets, right?
And level
Level
the
floor.
floor,
Right.
so it doesn't keep breaking.
How about painting, you want painting or no?
No, we get volunteers for paint. We
Okay.
don't need to pay
Just-
for it.
Both toilets or
Yes,
what about sink?
the sinks are fine. They're wall mounted.
Okay.
If he could take that urinal out of there that never gets used, I don't even know why it's
Okay,
closed
I can
off.
See if you can do that.
I'd like that gone, because I don't think it worked. I think there's something wrong with it.
Okay.
We might as well just get rid of it if we're not gonna use it. It causes a health hazard, so.
Mhm.
And there's a hole in the floor from the previous toilet.
I would like that to be
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
taken out and
Yeah, I'd
close
like
it up.
I'd like it capped off,
You can
closed
cap
up.
it off and then.
I would like to put, I'm hoping to find something at a garage sale over the summer rather than money. Put it in there that's like a shelf or changing table.
Sure.
Because there's a lot of women that will change babies on the picnic tables down there, and that's gross to me.
Yeah, we should get
So I would
A
like to do
changing-
that for, you know,
a changing
Privacy,
station or
too.
something. Okay. All right, well, that we can talk about another one.
And then Roy's just gotta button up the,
I wrote a note for Roy on the desk about the pump house where the electric and all that. He's got to button that up, and I left a note on the desk for him for that. Okay, I don't think I have any. Does anybody else have anything for highway?
So everybody knows Brandon and Eric going Tuesday.
Oh, yes,
to
that's on
training
our,
Over for drug and alcohol.
at Shenango County.
Training county.
Okay.
State puts on, right?
actually, I think it's a county.
Is it a county?
Yeah.
It's the drug testing company puts it on, but we're in a consortium with them. So they set the training up and they perform the training. And it's $50, which is none of my business. I think that was it. And you do have noted for the lady in South McCollum's lawn too.
Yeah, we need to get a machine. I don't know if Matt wants to get a hold of the village and do that, because I don't want to take the grate all down there to do that, because it's too big of a machine to be working on that little shoulder.
Do we have to have a machine? We can't just rake what's left? Because you guys got it,
We're gonna
you
do it
cleaned it,
all day.
you cleaned it up pretty good last year.
Yeah, last year we did, not this last time.
It's like-
It's deeper,
like-
it's deeper this time.
Okay, so you need to get a,
Yeah, we need to get something done there.
or not.
It would only take an hour with a mini excavator. And then we topsoil it. I'm going to buy topsoil tomorrow for
Okay.
Millbrook and
Okay.
stockpile it.
All right, so that's on your thing.
Yeah.
So are you gonna get an estimate from Tuller, or are you gonna try to work with Jared to see if we can rent
I'd
the
really like to.
villages?
I'd like to use the villages.
If it's available, because they're gonna be busy doing
Yeah,
stuff like
well,
crazy.
Either way, I
So get some prices and Tuller's or
didn't know
village.
if you wanted me to do that or if you wanted Matt to do it, because he's the water guy, or how it all worked. Because to be honest, I haven't seen much of Matt because he's been preoccupied with the water.
What's been going on?
Just his maintenance and
Yeah.
the dig safe stuff. And
Yeah,
as we talk, we know how much time that takes.
so, yeah, you better do it because she's gonna be back. I don't know if she's home yet. And her lawn is prestigious. And that was our fault. So we gotta get it cleaned up.
Yep.
So, okay.
we use topsoil at local.
where we dug that water line, or the electric line for the,
Oh, okay.
we raked all the rocks out of it, and then we got bad weather again, so we just gotta topsoil it and seed it and hay it and get the grass. Other than
Okay,
that, I'm done.
all right, thank you, Brandon.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Evening.
Okay, highway, now the police. All right, before we go into the police, I will give you a little update. Our officer, our full-time officer, had a call on Friday. She was doing traffic, pulled the car over that pulled into the Red Apple. He had 3 warrants for his arrest, one from Shenango County, one from Otsego County, one from the city police of Norwich. He had no driver's license, no registration, no insurance, no inspection, something with the plates. I can't remember. There were 6 tickets. She called Shenango County to come over. They put him in the Shenango County police car because they have a warrant. They had the right, because he was a suspect from other incidents, to search his vehicle. They asked him, told him he was going to search the vehicle. Did they have any drugs in there? He told them there was meth in the car. So her and the sheriffs went to search the car. They found a vial. They had to test it. They have a test kit. They test on the spot, and it ended up being fentanyl. And from the emergency doctor, because they had the gloves and everything, and they think she might have inhaled it. So now that there's a drug thing, sheriff has to take him out of his car, put him in our car, so she can issue tickets for drug. So he got another call. He left to go to Sherburne. The sheriff did. She started feeling funny. She said, my ears were ringing. I started spinning, and my hands started tingling. She goes, I grabbed the Narcan. I went into the Red Apple. I told Roger, the manager of Red Apple, to call 911 immediately. She goes, I think I've been in fentanyl exposure. She administered the Narcan to herself. She told Roger if she passed out to administer another one. He put her in the office, sat her in a chair. Cole Reifenberg was the officer on duty for the sheriffs, was up 80, turned immediately around, came flying down, and got on the scene to assist. Ambulance came, detectives, sergeants, a whole crew from this New York County sheriffs came. It was unbelievable how many people were there. They took care of Lisa. They took care of our car. They brought it back here, got her gun, her belt, everything, and returned it back to our office. I got there. I'm like, do you want me to take her car back? What do you want me to do? They're like, nope, we got it all under control. I followed the ambulance to the hospital with Lisa. They gave her an IV of Narcan in the ambulance, and she immediately started feeling better. We took her to Shenango Memorial. They examined her, and I guess after the Narcan comes out of your system, it's so many minutes, hours, I don't really know. If there was still fentanyl exposure, she would get the symptoms back. So they had to keep her for a few hours. Our officer in charge came down from Utica, met us at the hospital, and we stayed with her. But I will tell you, the Shenango sheriffs never left her side. They knew she was an officer on duty alone, and they said we treated her like one of ours. And it was Sergeant Warner, was absolutely wonderful. So she is okay. She's a little scared. I was there when she talked to the doctor. She's scared to search a vehicle again. And she asked him if she should wear a mask. And he said it probably wouldn't hurt, to do that. Very scary. She was scared. She was in shock. But I will tell you, our officer, we have a number 1 officer, because all she kept saying was, make sure somebody prints the tickets and give them to the sheriff. Make sure the car got told them. Make sure somebody gets the plates off the car. I mean, she was a police through and through, even though she was scared. She broke down. We have an amazing officer. So that being said, David just went to training about putting post out and information for press releases. We did that because there was at least 2 or 3 sheriff's cars. I can't remember because I was kind of in shock. And there was at least 5 officers there. And so he put a release out on the Facebook page stating what had happened, that it was a fentanyl exposure. And everybody reached out to our officer, wish her well and everything. Then we started getting the negative comments. And the IA, I don't know what that intelligent thing, like they were putting stuff on for, you could click on it, like they said they had video of it, and it was a total different advertisement for something. He shut it down. He took it down, and he's talked to a couple other agencies. Now he has changed our Facebook page for no comment. It's just for informational. Nobody can comment anymore. So if you see that, that's why the change has happened.
Good idea.
Okay. That being said, do you have anything else you want to add with David's?
Not about that specific thing,
Okay.
I just wanted to make sure that we knew that he had gotten the NRA grant. You guys got notification for that, right?
Oh, yes, I did get an email. I forgot about that. Yes, thank you.
Okay,
Yeah.
and that he had, requested to order some radio holsters and batteries.
Yes, I did get that email. So that was great that we got that grant again.
I know he's been busy, but he did go on that training.
He did go on the training. I
haven't seen
did
any
get,
report- I haven't seen any report of
he
it, so-
did, didn't he write on it that it was great? Oh, yes, the training was excellent. He did write on his report. The public, the PIO training was excellent.
The instructor's very
Um,
informative.
And I will tell you that I okayed him for writing his time down for coming down and being in the hospital. I got a text today. He didn't write all the hours because he knew he was going to go over the 40, but I had already talked to April and we approved it. He went over 3 hours and some. It was a lot more. I can tell you that right now because I didn't leave here till
It was
almost-
all day.
it was almost 4, and I know he was here after because he had to get rid of her gloves and get the tickets, and he had to wait for the sergeant to come from Norwich to pick up the tickets. And he was arraigned. The person was arraigned in the Norwich courts at 8:30 that night, and of course released. I had a fit at county today, but I don't know the laws because of this bail reform. So talk to your representatives to change this bail reform. And then he got shipped right to Otsego County. I don't know what his warrant was in Otsego County, but they did put him, I don't know if he's out, but they did
Probably
put the person in the jail that
Well,
night.
you know, Angelino has been on Facebook. And
He's
popping up
promoting
on my-
Jail reform.
He is really on that. He
Yeah.
wants that change.
And we had a big discussion at county today about it, how this, we need to, you know,
We'll see how you can release them with 3 warrants. maybe less.
And
it's
get
great.
6
And, but I don't,
tickets.
I can't tell you what they were for. I don't know that
Well, I thought-
information.
didn't we
Doesn't matter.
first red law anyways, if you-
I have no idea what the laws are, but that's the update. So, but she is doing
But she's
well.
ours.
We did give her today. We told her she could be off tomorrow, but she insists on coming in tomorrow because we had another incident up at AT&T Tower where it was vandalized, and she found some evidence that was put in, and the AT&T rep is coming to meet her, and so they can press charges on that. So she doesn't want to miss that. And I'm like, but I said, Lisa, you're in shock. If you have any needs or you feel fearful, we're here to support you, whatever you need. So that was very, very scary day, but she's okay. And David will come down tomorrow to assist her just in case she needs to go home. So
Okay.
I think that's all I have. I do have the police, but that's on our new business. We'll talk about the police car. Okay. Next, and April, you didn't have anything else, did you?
No, I don't believe so.
Okay. All right, town justice report. Everybody good with that? The thing we ordered for Karen from Harbor Freight, she wanted the rolling thing. She had a problem trying to get it picked up because something wouldn't happen. They kept sending Debbie the code, they kept putting it in, it wouldn't happen. I went over when I went to my chiropractor, paid for it with our card. Debbie had to set up a whole commercial account to get us tax exempt. That is ordered. They will email us when it's in. So we're working on that.
I wondered why it wasn't here.
Yeah. we can, and of course, one guy told her they'd sell her the floor model. You get there, they wouldn't
They
sell her
wouldn't
the
sell it.
Florida model.
Right.
So that's where we're at with that. South Berlin Water. Our counts are down. If you see that, the water levels are down. We did have an incident. We lost power. I can't remember what day it was, but it was very weird because I didn't get it was when we had the snowstorm. South Berlin lost power. And I didn't get the calls. And it's because we lost the power. And Then all of a sudden the power must have came back and it was like, I don't know, 8 o'clock. Ring, low temperature. And I'm like, I texted Matt, and Matt called me first before I got the ding when the power came back on and said, Wendy, we're out of power. I go, what was the level? He goes, the power left before I could see the level. So I don't know. I said, you don't know how many days we got? Because I said, we should have 3, Matt. We should have 3 days. So that being said, it got taken care of, the heat, because it got cold in temperature, but it came back on and we were fine. I called the engineer or the electrician again, because we do believe, I talked to the heater guy, if we do have to put a new heater, we're going to need the bigger generator. We won't have enough ampage. He quoted one out. He goes, Wendy, they're telling me 50,000, but he's going to keep looking. Somebody just gave me another guy in Morris that sells generators. I'm going to see if he'll come give us an estimate too. So, and I wanted to call. Did you tell me Brodell's?
I didn't.
Somebody told me. Oh, maybe Joan, the fire department got theirs from Brodell's.
Yeah.
Okay.
She knows that.
So that's still an ongoing thing. And then the meter heads should be coming in. And we're going to have to set up times. All those meter heads are going to have to be changed, all the antennas. So, and the last date I think is around the middle of May is when they're coming in. So hopefully after we get that up and running, so far Matt did, you saw Tuller's thing, he did clean out the tanks, got them all cleaned out, you know, when we backwash that had sediment in it, and he got that all done. So that's all I got on that.
Plus, we had that visit from the lead pipe survey.
Oh, yes, Debbie did. Go ahead.
It was Matt and we met with NIRA, who we're a member of. And he explained how we have to do the lead pipe survey and upload to the state on their spreadsheet. So we downloaded that on my computer and told him that we were going to do field work. He was a little nervous about that. He said most places you go back to your engineering reports and whatever they say, you can use those. He said, if you're going to do field inspections, you need to be able to defend yourself like you're up against murder in court. And so I showed him the pictures we took and he said, well, looks like you have a defense. So he said that we are the second town in all of the state that he's visited that are as far along and overly notable on our inspection so far.
So it's all good.
Good.
And to add to that, Debbie, I was just looking at somebody's website, and they put it on their website to have the people contact them to go down and inspect, to take the picture, send it to them with their account number and stuff. Like, and I'm like, ooh, maybe we could do that. Send a letter. Let
Remember
them,
I said what I would do is send them the head sheet
The
that
car,
I used in
yeah.
all of the photos.
and have them send an email to you. And I did
send
see
them
that on
that,
somebody's
and then-
website. That
Because
they're
what
doing
we
it.
did was we had the clipboard with everybody's account number, name, and physical address, and we put that next to the pipe when we scraped it. And we took pictures with that right next to the pipe, so we knew
What address
we
they
were
were, what
and-
account number.
we were able to match it. So if I send those head sheets to everybody and tell them you have 2 options, you could either bring this down, scrape your pipe where it comes in the wall, put this in the photo and email it to me, or call me and I can set up an appointment. Matt and I are gonna come up with like another 2 days to do groups of 10.
Because we're gonna have to go to everybody's house anyway because of new heads. So we can do another inspection when we do the new heads.
Right.
Because we gotta do, even the pits have gotta be dug, you know, and put the new heads on. So there's still a lot of work in there. Okay, assessor, no report. Town clerk's report. Has anybody got any questions on it? I do want to make a note that Debbie sent a memo, which most of our people left, so they can't even get the memo, like, put your reports in
I
time.
put it in everybody's mailboxes.
Yeah,
too.
I said,
All
if
the heads of
anybody
departments.
is a head of a department, tell them to get their reports on time, Wednesday, okay?
I put them in all their mailboxes so
Okay.
that everyone had them.
Okay. Planning board, Teresa,
Well, you read the minute,
yep, we got your report.
and this past Thursday, we had Chuck Miller come in from Warren Hill Road and he did a simple subdivision, which went very well. And we were supposed to have another one, a minor subdivision from Mr. Orzak, but he failed to show. So, his ball's back in his court.
Okay. All right. All right, next, highway, John. Okay.
Well, that anyway, building grounds, we had the furnace issue again. I guess they got it going again, right, Deb?
Yep.
And, so now we're gonna have Gary, I never remember, but
Lawrence.
Lawrence come in and check that furnace. He's the one we bought the furnace from.
Heat Seekers is the
Yeah,
company.
That's the name of it.
Yeah, Heat Seekers.
And find out why it keeps, 'cause I don't know. Reese Marshall, I'll tell you, they're getting worse and worse with service and stuff, but I think they're only doing one thing when they're here, and then
They're not analyzing.
they're not doing the
that's
whole
problem.
thing, right? And I guess this time was the airflow or something, you said?
Yeah, which I reported that back to Gary, and he said that as long as it's the same nozzle, and they haven't messed with any of that, that there was no reason that they should have had to do that.
Right.
And I guess I didn't realize to call him whenever we're having issues, because he wondered why we've been calling someone else and not the person who installed it. So I said, well, lesson learned.
Yeah. So is Gary gonna come?
He said that he would come early this week. He was away on vacation.
Oh, that's right. He was away. He is away. Okay.
Saw all the pictures. He's
Right now it's
away.
working, so, but it
And-
seems like every 2 weeks it goes bad.
Yeah. I was in here that morning at 6 and it was, and I was like,
He said,
whoa, and I did it twice and I'm like, is that how it normally sounds? Because I didn't know, I'm not in here alone.
And I'll let you know, about 20 minutes after Reese Marshall left and everything was good, all of a sudden the building shook, my desk scraped on the wall, and Penny goes, what was that? And I'm like, well, he already fixed that. I said, it felt like the air, like pressure came in the building, and it was the
Furnaces
earthquake.
do that.
No,
it was
this
the
was the
earthquake.
earthquake, because I was sitting
Oh,
in
that
my,
was the It was, yeah, 20 minutes after
I hear
the office
I
kept
felt it, I was
rumbling.
on my computer. I thought the dog was messing around, fooling, running through the house, you know?
I was like, Reese Marshall just left. I thought this was fixed. And
Yeah.
It is. Hasn't done it since.
Okay, Sarah, youth program, what you got, honey? Yeah,
Some stuff here somewhere over here.
okay.
Okay, Connie and I met on March 19th. The website is open, it's working. Connie's currently on vacation, so I'm manning the Millbrook phone. I have some people to call back tomorrow.
Okay,
It's only like 3, so we're doing okay.
nice.
You already asked Brandon for that sand quote.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna bring it tonight so we could estimate what would.
Just forgot.
Yeah.
When you get it, can you forward it to me?
Absolutely.
The form for the camping permit has come in. I don't know, I haven't checked with her since our meeting. She was supposed to fill it out and email it as well as fax it, because when we faxed it last year, they didn't make the changes that we asked them to make. Still says, Dan Nielsen on it, and it doesn't have the right contact information, didn't have the right number of campsites. So we're having to fix that
That's for the
for the camping permit.
permit, okay.
Yes. Her and I are gonna go up and flag some trees that need to come down, they're widowmakers, they got no.
Something that you can hire somebody to take down.
Are they big or just little trees?
They're mostly little trees.
Oh, so
They're dead and leaning, they just gotta,
so the highway
the rest
can,
of the way,
the highway
yeah.
can take care of it.
yeah, it's
Okay.
not like massive trees are like,
Okay.
they're around.
I don't know, we might have to
Audrey,
hire
no.
someone.
You never know.
Well, I
Well,
would,
depends on which way they're leaning and all that stuff.
Like if
you
it's
know.
dangerous.
right. Anyways,
You'll be
we'll
able
flag
to.
them and you guys can assess if you
You
wanna
can
do the job.
assess it, John.
Yeah.
I'll look
If
at it
not,
and then-
hire somebody, whatever.
Okay.
Connie and I are gonna take down as much of the already on the ground stuff, clean it up as we can. Her and I have an appointment to do that after she comes back. She gave me a copy of the request for the swans.
Okay,
The swans,
okay, great.
and
The pair's $159.99. Is this from Amazon?
yes, it is.
Okay. Oh, you weren't here. I'm so sorry. April, we have a problem with geese up at
Yeah.
Millbrook, and we have a swimming beach area. and they have to go out every morning and scrape the poop. And someone has told us that if you put swans in the pond, the geese won't land. They won't come
Because the
near it.
swans
So
are
these are fake
aggressive.
swans.
These are
Yeah.
decoys. They're decoys.
Yes.
So we're gonna try it. $159. We're gonna try it to see if it deters them a little. Might just put them on the other side of the lake or and not close to where the people are.
So they're anchored right there near the beach?
Well, I think we gotta put them out past the swim area, so it's
But
closer
they're
to the.
anchored, so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
we'll put weights on them
Yeah.
and they look
We'll
like,
use the same weights as what we use for the ropes.
yeah.
Cool.
So we just gotta go out there and get them out there.
So you could drop the training.
But we ran out of, we did a lot of work at Millbrook last year. We ran on Monday, so we said we wait for this year.
Okay.
I
Okay.
plan on making a laminated sign that the swans are fake. Please don't shoot them. Don't take them out of the
Don't feed
water.
Yeah, don't touch them. Do not touch them.
Yeah.
They will
Don't
bite.
swim out to the swans. Leave
Yeah.
them alone.
If you play with the
And
swans,
say-
you're on candid
And,
camera.
and
Yeah.
say you are being watched by the swans. They're
Yeah.
it's got cameras in
Security
them.
cameras. We know what you're doing.
Okay.
There's also, did we get the busted up boat out of there from Highway?
No, but I mentioned to Brandon, and we're gonna do that for you.
Okay, I'd like it to come soon if you don't
What,
mind.
what is the busted up boat?
Somebody
Left
in
it.
the
Fiberglass
dark of
boat.
night
Oh,
left
left
it
it
up
boat.
there, and
Okay,
it's broken.
okay,
Yeah,
okay,
it's a
so we gotta
broken
get rid of it.
fiberglass boat,
Yeah.
can't be
Oh,
repaired.
shoot. I wanted to ask Brandon about the scrap tin if we took it over and how much we got. I forgot. Okay. I wrote it down too and I totally forgot.
Also, the army box that's behind the,
Time out.
No, let her explain first, and then you can.
Okay, go ahead.
the army box behind the camp,
You want it gone.
I want it out. Get rid of it. The door doesn't shut all the way. You can't lock it. It's just
Is
in
it
the way.
because the dirt has grown up and we can't use the door?
No, it's because it's sat there and rotted away. And even, I'm scared that it has lead paint. I would just like it gone.
Well, because I'm thinking you're gonna want it to store firewood in.
You gonna let me get to my next thing on my list?
Okay. Is it gonna cost money?
No.
Okay, go
It's gonna
ahead.
cost labor, okay?
Okay.
You're gonna cost money.
Okay, you know the piece of fence that we took out from the right side of the beach that we used to be able to close the beach entirely?
Yes.
Okay, that piece of fence is up at the garage, the barn.
Yep.
I would like to take that piece of fence.
That's the chain link
the
section,
chain
right?
link sections of fence, okay, and we have the gate down there still that we took off the fence.
Okay.
I would like to take that piece that we already took off and put it behind the camp office to make an enclosure. If we do that, we can drive the UTV into it at night that won't be bothered.
Oh, and be
Because
locked
we
up.
already have this fence, we don't have to buy anything for it, except maybe some
Hardware.
posts to put in the ground with it.
Okay.
I'd like to put it off the back of the camp office so that it deters people from walking through there, first of all.
Okay.
And then we have somewhere to stack the firewood,
Okay.
and we have somewhere to park the
ATV.
ATV during the night.
I like that.
Yeah, and we can just attach the fence right to the back of the office, have it come back around.
Is that something the highway could put the fence up? They probably put the last one up until they took it down.
I think the other one took it down, yeah.
Yeah, they're definitely the ones that took it down, I remember.
I'm sure Dan and they're the ones that put it up too.
And we have the gate down at the camp office.
Firewood, is that gonna have, how's it gonna not get wet?
Tarp. Have to go to Curtis Walker or Lowe's and just sort of cheap and hard to.
But I'm not thinking you're gonna have a lot, but a few bundles at a time, right?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of firewood that needs to.
That we can bundle ourselves.
Yeah, we're not gonna be buying firewood this year. We're going to see how well it sells and then try and pitch that to somebody to supply the firewood next year.
So the trees that you wanna cut down that are dead, you guys wanna have them cut into little chunks and you're gonna bundle them?
Yeah. My
Depending
plan
on
is-
how dead they are, they won't be worth anything.
No, they'll be worth $5 in a big bundle.
Not
But if they're not dry, if they're not dry, they won't be worth nothing. So, can't burn them that way.
We'll
That's
see.
all I'm saying. You know, seasoned wood, I shouldn't say, but it's seasoned. It's gotta be seasoned, 'cause otherwise I
least
don't want
a
it to
year.
smoke.
Well, they've been out there for more than a year.
Down there.
So for, yeah,
Oh,
for sure.
okay, well, it'll be fine.
Well, if they're real rotten though, but we'll have to see.
If they're
We'll have to
rotten,
make
yeah.
a campfire
Whatever,
with
you
some
just
hot
gotta clean 'em
dogs.
up.
Yeah. So anyways, Connie and I are gonna clean up what we can, stack what we can, highway has already started a pile of stuff that fell across the roadway into the water. They chopped that up and made a nice little pile. So we're started. So I wanted to ask if we could have that installed and
Well, then I guess you need
Have
to
that
fill out one of
box.
those work,
work request forms.
yeah.
Okay.
Do that, yeah.
And make
Yeah.
sure that you are available to show them where you want it or stake it out for them.
I told Brandon and that metal thing here, whatever,
So you're gonna tell them to remove it.
take it over.
So I wonder if that'll
Take
be
it to-
for scrap too,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
it's
that's
tin,
what I
right?
thought, Yeah, that's steel, I think.
Okay. Because I had that written down, the tin from because he didn't want it, and
Right.
we can take that and sell it.
Yeah.
I mean, they had other stuff they said they were throwing out. Should we get a dumpster and put all this stuff in?
Well, they got a trailer, throw it in.
They can, and take it over, take it
Dump
over.
truck.
Because otherwise you have to pay for a dumpster.
Dumpster, right, that's what do we have that much stuff?
Dumpsters are expensive.
Yeah, I didn't know how much stuff we had.
We do have a
Not that-
dumpster up at Millbrook too.
Well, this, we can get paid for it. They gotta take it for scrap.
But they can throw it on, they can get it on the trailer.
Okay,
And over there, they
Okay.
can dump it off.
Beautiful.
They got machines will take it off the trailer.
all right, so I don't know, I don't have a copy of that work thing, but Debbie, I'm sure can print one, right, Deb? A work
If you
permit.
just email it to me, I'll take care of printing it. and filling it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Anything else? Yep.
Let me check.
Yeah, there's one thing you forgot.
There's one thing I forgot.
I don't know, you're not done, so I'm not gonna say it till you get done, because I'm gonna speak out a lot of things.
Yeah,
And John's gonna bring one of those bear paws over here and hit me with it.
Oh, my God.
I don't know, what did I forget, Wendy?
Well, are we gonna do the flooring this year? Are we gonna get
Oh,
an
I
estimate? Thought about it yet?
I haven't checked on it since last year.
Okay.
Patrick does not want to do it, so.
Patrick, I think the union needs to not pay the $500 and do a work day. Patrick?
Haven't told her yet, yeah.
That's not me anymore.
Well,
Oh, okay, never mind.
I'm thinking about stepping away.
Wait from the, okay,
This
so,
is surgery number 6
oh, okay, that makes sense.
since 2000.
Okay, so then, you know what, I would say, let's get an estimate that Roots Flooring, he took over for the Parks carpet, what was that wasn't Parks, what was it?
Who are you talking about?
Yeah, what is
Protectors, carpet protectors.
Who did?
I think did he sell his business to Roots? That's who he always
I
recommended
have
me
no
to go
idea.
to.
Yeah, could be.
So it used to be Gildner's and now it's
Oh,
Roots
okay.
Flooring.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
And-
Now I know.
business is
And I know
all-
carpet protectors always said, go there if you
Go
need
there.
carpet or flooring or anything. So, or we can check Lowe's and see.
Well, I did check Lowe's last year, and we can get skim coat and just go over the cracks and put cheap linoleum down, because it's stored outdoors and there's no
I would
real
definitely
subfloor.
I would do linoleum too.
Right, but the reason I say do cheap linoleum is because if there was ever a mold problem, it's not gonna cost that much
To
to
rip it
replace
out,
it.
yeah.
So I think the cheap $2 a square foot is.
If we can find something like that in this day
Right.
and age.
When I looked last, like September-ish, I think, there was one that looked pretty decent for like $2 a square foot. And I think the cement bucket for the cracks was $20. They take probably 2.
Okay.
Patrick, when I spoke to him about it, suggested that we should put a secondary subfloor under it too. So instead
Like
of it,
Lavon.
yeah,
Yeah,
just
but-
the cheap Luan.
Yeah, because that floor, when you're
Yeah.
walking on it now, you can actually see the floor do this, and you can actually see grass under it.
Yeah, I would think they would anyways, put it under like. if you're
Put a
gonna build it,
subfloor.
I would,
you're gonna
I
put
would
it on-
recommend some
you're
kind
gonna
of
put it on
subfloor,
that.
and
Okay.
then skim coat.
Okay.
And
Well, I
I
didn't
think
know if you
those-
didn't want to do that this year, if you're gonna wait, or if we are gonna.
I would
because
like to do it.
I think we
just,
should too.
you know,
Look better- look
budget
better
is-
in there.
Yeah, I don't know what our budget is either. We spent a lot of money last year, so we gotta look at the numbers and get a quote and go from there. Okay.
Right,
Robin.
either way, I will get an estimate from Roots, and if I can convince Patrick to do the skim coating, then I will get a quote for the materials instead as well.
Well, he did have surgery, so ease up,
He's
Mama.
fine.
Okay.
And on the trees, get them marked, I'll go look at them and put a work order in if I say they can do it.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Otherwise, we'll have to call Harrington's or a tree company, there's one in Morris to look at a couple quotes if we gotta hire a tree guy. Okay. All right, is that it, Sarah?
I think so.
Okay. Ambulance, so y'all got the report on there. I honestly just looked at it. We had 9 calls for March. Town of New Berlin. Okay. I will tell you that Pete has told me at least 3 times to expect a 5% increase on ambulance next year. And I said, okay, well, we'll see where we're at in our budget. Because I don't know if we'll be able to do that according to, I've got many signs. They're working on our insurance now, and they're expecting our insurance to go up 20%. So we may not be able to get 5% for ambulance. So,
Didn't we budget for a 20% increase?
no, I think we budgeted for 10. I think we're only up to 10. I can't remember though. We'll have to look at those numbers. Okay, resolution 21 of 2024 authorizing to pay the audited vouchers. The abstract of vouchers was audited by April Christian and Sarah Wells Wright. It resolved here authorizing the town board to pay the following audited vouchers. Do we have totals, anyone? Has anything changed from the vouchers?
Yes, there should be changes.
Okay. So does anybody have the totals written down? Not yet.
We're gonna be on each of your unpaids.
On our unpaid.
The bottom number will plus or minus depending.
Okay, so is that the bottom of general? No.
General fund,
So general,
9,000.
$9,447.91. Did you take anything out of there, guys?
I had a Lowe's, but that could change.
I think that was corrected based upon her,
Okay.
wasn't it? The 28 cents there.
So Debbie says that the credit shows up online when they're trying to do the bill pay. So,
But it didn't show on the statement.
No,
right, it doesn't show on the statement.
Okay, so it's 25 cents.
28 cents left is what Joan used up most of the credit, but then said there was 28 cents left. And to apply that to the next Lowe's bill.
So
So
did we
we-
do that?
We decreased the 5,120, I believe, by 28 cents, which is 5,119.
Okay.
Because she needs to click the different boxes as to which one she's paying. And so when she clicks that 28 cents, then it's going to not allow her to pay the full.
Right. So as long as the 28 cents shows up as unapplied credit online, then yes, that is good.
9,000.
So we're
it's the same, 9,000.
9,447.
No, because April, you've got one that I gave you. The 899 is going there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Sorry.
sorry. I
I,
forgot about that.
that's me too. Was a motion to add the $8.99 for the Associates of Town. It's an annual fee. Association of Town.
Yeah, and I just had the letter, I just opened it. And if we don't pay it by May, we're gonna lose it. So,
They need a motion to that.
yeah. So April motion to pay the Association of Towns annual fee of $8.99, seconded by John. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
So that brings
And-
that to 10,34691. Somebody else want to double check my math?
10,
10,34691 is what I got.
That's
okay.
Did we wait for approval of the vouchers at all?
No, I didn't. I read the resolution and I didn't, I didn't, Sarah, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Okay, so I need a motion to accept all these numbers we're doing. Motion,
Okay, well, do you want to-
Yes.
April, second.
I'll second.
Okay, sorry, thank you, Sarah.
No rush.
Keep us straight on that.
Okay,
Trying.
and now that $8.99 will go in tomorrow under prepaid or it'll be under the unpaid, but we're passing it tonight, so she'll cut a check.
It'll go under the unpaid, so. the
So when
amount
she
will-
cuts these checks, okay,
Right.
and you'll add that to our, this thing.
All right, so what is it that we're adding? The Association of Towns what?
That's our membership dues. We usually pay it in January, and I don't know why we didn't pay it this year. And I got a letter that's due by May 31st, or May 1st. I can't remember what the letter said. April has a copy of it. But it's,
Oh, no, I
you know how we
that.
always
Yeah.
email them and we get all the information and
Yeah.
they do train, that's part of it. That's our
How
membership.
much was that for?
$8.99.
$899.
Yes. Okay, town outside of village. Any questions with that one?
Did we, add using a calculator or no?
Right?
So 10,346.99.
Yeah. TOV is 12/52/39.
Yep.
Okay. DA is 24/29/62. DB is 1,105.30. Any questions on those? Okay. SL,
We didn't have one.
oh, we didn't have any bills. Hallelujah,
I
zero.
like it, I like it.
Okay, and FX was 21/32/87. Okay, everyone good? Any more discussion on the vouchers?
Yeah, I had some questions about these notes.
Okay,
Debbie, I don't understand your note on Reese Marshall about it was charged on both and only paid once.
Let's see. Okay, Reese Marshall,
Or why some were in as prepaid and some were in as unpaid.
some were in as prepaid and some were,
Some of the Reese Marshall bills were in under prepay and then some more were under unpaid. And I thought we decided we were paying them by the statement, so I didn't understand why they were in both groups. And you wrote, the notes on here, charge was on both, only paid one. I don't know what you mean by that.
okay, I didn't know that there were any Reese Marshall on prepay, but
yeah,
Yeah, there
there was
is.
2 of them. For building and
Garage.
grounds and garage was on the prepay. 1498.06 and 2316.41 is on the prepay, and then on the general, it was garage 572.53. Is one
These-
maybe for diesel? Is that
no,
on a prepay?
no, these are probably because you guys decided in the last board meeting that they could be paid. So she ended up paying them in prepay instead of in the actual bills. Because none of those are from this. If you double check the,
And then there's a
They
building,
were, they were on the same statements, that's why I was confused. So I took copies of the Reese Marshall statements that were in the file.
because there's
And there were-
another on, unpaid for 1565.15 for building contractual
Right, so from the March
and
statement,
garage
Right, yeah.
5517.
from the March statement, there was 2 that went into prepaid and the rest were in the unpaids in this
Packet.
packet, yes. And
So
then
they
there was
should all be
also-
moved to the prepaid.
They
Oh.
all should have been either prepaid or unpaid, either one.
Are we doing, are we paying that one online now? Or no?
Yes.
We are paying that online. So that would be when she gets it, she can pay it, prepay it. Okay. I thought one of them was for diesel, like, I swear that one was for diesel and one was for fuel though on Reese Marshall. But I don't know if that makes a difference.
Well, it's.
No,
clear.
that
You look at
doesn't-
the receipts.
that doesn't make a difference. The April, okay. So all of the April ones that are on the April statement that's in that folder are all on the unpaids right now.
But the ones prior, the March ones were on prepaid, right?
There were a couple that, I don't know if they were on prepay, I'd have to go back and look, that's why I didn't
All right.
understand your question.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
I
on
thought
the
you meant
general,
Do you
there
have
was
a
one
copy?
charge.
Do you have a copy of the statement?
I do.
Okay, so the first one on the March statement was in prepaid. And then when you go to the next page, the first one on page 2 was also in prepaid, but the rest were in unpaid.
and the prepaids were dated March 20th,
Right.
and the unpaids are dated April.
Second, right?
These ones right now, for these April ones that you're looking at, have nothing to do with March. We're only paying today, you guys are approving on this abstract of vouchers to pay the April statement only. The March, I'm gonna have to look and find out why there were,
The March statement is in with
Pre-
the vouchers this month.
And they're on
Prepaid folder.
prepaid. They were prepaid. They were
They're
already
in
paid.
the unpaids too. I have them noted right here.
no,
they're
I
on.
don't have any of the April statements are not in prepaid. The
Give me
April
the,
statements are all in the unpaids. And I know this because I entered them in last week on my own physically, and then nobody came in to make any payments or checks after.
Well, these are labeled March 30th.
No, I'm asking you to look at the April statement only, and it's in the folder, and everything on the unpaid equals the April statement. The only thing that,
No, not everything in unpaid for Reese Marshall equals the April statement.
I wasn't finished.
This one's this one. All right.
There is one at the top of the April statement that Reese Marshall also has in the bottom of their March statement. They have an amount on both statements. I only paid it once,
Can I see this?
just
Yeah.
in the April, because that's where it appeared. When I noticed it was a duplicate in March, I did not pay it a second time. That was what my note to you meant, because that's what I thought you were asking me about. I don't know why Reese put the March statement
March 30th, two of them.
has
Oh,
a
I
3,
see.
4.
I see what you're saying. Okay, so the
Okay.
last invoice on the March statement is the first invoice
on the April, but it
statement.
was already paid in March.
Okay,
So I did not add that in again. And I did
Right.
not highlight it because I did not add it in on this April.
right.
So the ones on the prepaid match the statement is what my question.
No,
March.
the two that were in prepay
Yeah.
are from the March statement.
Mhm.
All of the ones
On the unpaid,
are from some March and some April.
they're
Yeah.
on April statement.
Right, so if you look at the April statement, there's a balance forward. They don't tell you what invoices are in that balance forward. So if you look at the March statement, you can tell what
Invoices were
invoices were in
for.
the balance forward. So these ones marked with UP are in the unpaids, the PPs are prepaids. So these and this one are in unpaids. This one and this one are in the prepaids from the same statement,
So that's March's statement,
correct?
which that's what we're paying now.
Well, we're paying March.
We're in April, she said.
Well, why are,
We're paying now listen, don't overcomplicate it. We're paying the amount that's due, according to them, April 2nd. Okay, that's the total amount due. But it includes invoices that were on the March
March
statement.
statement, oh,
Correct.
It's very confusing. If it's any consolation, my bill's the same way.
there's,
I think because we don't get the bill until later, that
Right.
statement date of
Right.
the actual statement we get, there's a crossover.
Right.
And I think that's why.
So, I don't know what happened, why we missed them, whatever, we're getting it caught up, that's it.
so now we're
I
paying
just was wondering why some were in
prepaid one.
some were in
Let me
unpaid.
ask
That
you
was
this
all.
question. So now when we pay these 4 bills that we're paying,
okay.
are
I
we,
think they
are
should
we
be
gonna be
current, right?
paid up until our next delivery?
Yes, we
If
should
they
be
haven't
paid up
delivered
until the
Unless they
balance.
delivered this week.
Today.
Right, so we should be paid up until the balance of April 2nd.
Okay.
We have.
Unless we have
We've
a
been-
delivery between now and April, well, no, yeah, we're already done, so yeah,
Right.
we should be good.
We've been paid in full as we were supposed to since the month before, when we added that, wasn't Reese Marshall where we added that random,
Yeah, remember we
Miscellaneous
felt and
amount.
made it
We've been-
zeroed out. We gave them whatever they told us, we
so we have
zeroed it
been
out.
paid in full since then, and I have been paying by the statement. And my assumption is
There's no
going to be
way
when I get in here, that you guys have approved to pay by the statement
Prepaid.
and then prepay.
Yes, right.
Right.
And so we played catch up, and then when their statement came in, everything catch up was already paid. I wasn't gonna pay it again.
And so now we have these
When
unpaid,
the prepays
unpaid.
came, I got the statement, 'cause the
Okay.
statement was late, it wasn't here in time for last month's meeting. When we got the statement, whatever was left over goes to Joan because our utilities are prepaid. And I only added the things that were unpaid because of the crossover for her to use as a prepay.
Okay.
And why they put that one charge in both March and in April, I don't know, but I caught it and I didn't pay it a second time.
Right.
Even though, and that's where I need for you guys to understand, when you say pay by statement, sometimes that is a little bit difficult because as you see, they have one charge on both statements.
Right.
I'm watching to make sure, occasionally one might slip,
Double.
You
but
have
I'm
to
watching
watch
to
that.
make sure
You
we're not
do.
doubling, we're,
Yeah.
Reese Marshall, you have to watch. I've
Yeah.
had errors in my bills many times.
Many
Them
times.
and Curtis.
Realistically, you need to watch every vendor. You should
Yes,
be double checking
realistically.
that you're not
But
double
these are ones that I've had
invoices.
personal problems with.
Yeah,
You
they
do.
are.
I check all my bills. I go through my credit card bill and I have all my credit, I keep all my.
Yes, yeah.
If I don't have a stub or something on my calendar from Amazon, they're not getting my money.
Okay. Is there any other questions?
Okay, so I just want to be clear what the plan is moving forward then.
Reese
We're-
Marshall will be prepaid because it's
Okay.
utility.
But we're prepaying the statement balance, not individual invoices,
we
right?
match the individual invoices to the statements.
Because do they email them now?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're emailing us.
Right, but that doesn't answer my question. Are we paying the statement balance or individual invoices in the prepays?
Well, if they've duplicated, I'm not gonna pay a statement balance, because that's gonna mean I'm gonna double pay
Right, I
an
don't
invoice.
expect you to.
Right,
So I'm
right.
gonna match the invoice to the statement and
Whatever we
pay
have it.
whatever open invoices I have without doubling.
That statement.
So we're paying the statement balance then, unless there's a problem where we
Unless
have
it's
double an
doubled,
invoice.
yeah.
Which
Like-
was the same with Lowe's, we couldn't pay the statement balance because we still had a credit. So we know we have a credit, and in the front office and working with Joan, we know what to apply. So even though it looks like it's not paying the statement balance per se, we are making up for what needs to be paid. So it's not exactly the statement balance because there was a credit.
Which is fine. I just, if you have credit balances that you can see in the portal, but that's not visible on the statement, there should be something notated in the documentation.
There was a piece of paper in there that showed a credit and it said credit balance of 28 cents. And then Wendy went and put a sticky note on there as well to explain specifically for you that there was a 28-cent credit balance and to look for that because she didn't want you to be confused. So I notated it, Wendy notated it, and then I still got a letter about it.
You didn't get a letter. you
I've got a list,
question.
But I did try and we tried to dot the i's and cross the t's.
I don't
That's what was
understand why
there.
you need to be so combative.
I'm just trying to
asking
explain that you
questions.
asked me to notate it and I did.
All right, let's move on. Let's move forward. Okay. Any other questions before we go on? Sarah, you still got one more.
Did we note on the Norwich Copies Plus invoice that it was for the court seal?
Yes.
And then you changed the, what is that called? The account number for the ODP voucher.
Yep.
And then I asked about the previous AT&T bills, because I don't think, I'm pretty confident, I don't remember seeing the late fees on the previous AT&T bills.
They were on there.
I didn't see, don't remember seeing them, so I just would have liked to see
Last month,
the previous
month.
invoice,
where
yeah.
they show it.
So-
Yeah, we have 2 late charges on AT&T for $5 and it got missed twice. And now I was like, well, cut a PO and let's pay the $10 this month, but it's already late again, so we're gonna get another one. So we're gonna have to cut $15 next month to get it paid.
Not next month, it'll be tomorrow. It's a prepay because it's
So-
a utility and I've
But
already done
hopefully
it.
we'll get caught up in that.
I've already done it and it's already on Joan's desk tomorrow. She will cut a check for the bill plus 15.
Did they send us
late
another
fees.
$5 late fee? Yeah, so we had 3 late fees.
That's sneaky, they don't call it a late fee on the bill, they say account charges.
Yeah.
No, that's a different one. Then there's one that's an account charge and then a credit, and then it says late fee. There's a
And we
secondary
don't
one that
have
says
that one
late fee
set up yet
$5.
to pay online because it's a little harder, Joan said, but she's gonna try to work on the next 2 months to get that one set up.
There
to
should
pay.
be.
Yeah, mine.
Mine.
Yeah.
We have AT&T at RTG too, and it's a pain in the neck to pay it online.
Yeah, that's what Joan said. It's a pain in the butt. So,
I mean, if they set up your online account correctly, it's not bad, but ours is not set up correctly.
correctly.
I have 5 lines on my AT&T.
Yeah. Well,
Okay,
it's on the front, it just says account charge instead of late fee. So,
okay.
thank you, Deb.
Is that it?
Yes, that is it.
All right. That was painless this month. Woohoo! We had 3 of them. Okay.
Oh, where'd you see 3?
We're both in this room.
Oh, she's got to do roll call.
Oh, that's right, she does.
Okay.
Involved tonight.
Parks,
Yes,
Stockwell's absent, Christian,
Yes,
Reifenberg,
Yes.
Wells right.
Yes. Can you please fix my name on it as well?
What am I
My
fixing?
last name's not spelled that way.
How is it spelled?
WALES.
Wendy, can you fix her name on that?
WALES?
It's on the top.
I don't type the resolutions.
That's what I have.
no,
Top
WH, you have WH.
Oh, sorry.
I'm just gonna cross it up and then.
Yeah, okay. Sorry, Sarah.
Thanks.
It's like I have that down in the bottom. That's probably,
That's
'cause-
where I was looking
I was
for a
gonna say,
minute.
Sarah, that's probably where you typed it, and I
Yeah.
had to change the name,
No,
so
that's-
that's where I typed
It's
it.
correct on the bottom.
Because
not
that's
on the
where
top.
you typed it, I said. Not where I typed it. You left that up to me this month. I can't do that stuff on my own. You know better.
I thought I had a copy, because I
Okay.
went through it.
Where are
Okay.
my answers?
Yeah, I already went through when I came in, thank you.
Okay, wait, I might have some stuff. Where are we? The balance sheets. Right?
Yep.
Okay. Everybody okay with the balance sheets?
yeah.
Okay. All right, did I ask for a motion on, oh yeah, Sarah, but now I gotta ask for another one for the financials, right?
John just said.
I just said, yeah.
Okay.
Make motion.
All right, John, second.
Second.
April. Okay, the balance sheet and a month reporting, and I just want to talk to you about the resolutions. Before we go into the resolutions, because we're looking at the balance sheet. I usually go down and look at all of our budget percentage, because we're 3 months in. We shouldn't be 75% or
100% of all that.
okay, so the ones that I made the resolutions for, oh, good, I do have glasses here. You'll see is the building contractual. We are minus $7,141. We budgeted 3, we spent 22. This is due to the project of the room, the window, and so that's why that's over, okay? You know, okay, look on your profit and loss statement, second page.
Oh, second page. Okay.
Second
I was
page.
thinking the
Yeah, I was
first
there
page,
right
yeah.
with that.
Sorry, I should have said second page, I apologize.
Okay.
Second page, down to building contractual, if you see, we're at 76% there. Okay, we're over
Yeah,
it in
okay.
that line because we had the roof leak, or not the roof, the window leaking upstairs, we did all that repair with B&H contractors, and we did the room for the interview room.
Okay.
So I am transferring, one of the resolutions is transferring out of that. I wanted you to understand why I made resolutions for transferring money. This is why, okay?
Yep.
So now, and I took that out of reserves because at the last board meeting, I put that 30,000 and I marked it on my thing at our end of year that we put 30,000 in reserves for the town hall building, John. I should have split that and put some for town hall, and I should have put it in garage. I put it all in town hall and I wrote roof next to it. So if you go down to, the garage contractual,
That's 200.
yeah, that's over 203%. We're over 10,373. So I made the resolution to take out of the town hall reserve. And instead of doing the 10,000, I made the whole resolution because we haven't finished paying off the roof. Okay, the roof estimate was 15 something.
Right, we got-
So I made the resolution for the 15, the estimate of the roof, and that should finish paying that
we
off.
can consider it, we're getting credit for that, right?
We haven't yet, but I did it's still gonna be, because we paid it to Lowe's, John, but we're gonna get a
Right,
credit.
okay.
We don't know how much
Right,
we
still
got.
gonna
We've
be
already
paid,
paid him
right, yeah.
7,900 for the roof. We gotta pay the next 7,900, but we're gonna have 5,000 off for Lowe's. You know, we haven't done that math. But I just wanna tell you, when you read the resolutions, we're only over by 10, but the roof estimate is 15. So I transferred all the money for the whole roof job. So we don't have to make another resolution next month. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
Okay. All right, and then if you go down, which you won't see, and this was just a clerical error, and I'm not sure, on machine contractual, under DB. We only have, 4,000 budgeted on that. We made a resolution last month because we fixed the grade all, it was 32,000. So we transferred, we had money put aside because we knew we were gonna have that bill in our reserves. I transferred it in here last month. We ended up being 1,022 over. Couldn't understand why. So Debbie printed me out the bills and I sat with Brandon and me and Debbie looked at them. And I got the actual what we've been paying out of that. And one of those bills was actually for snowshoes and stuff, should have come out of the other account. So Joan was gonna make a thing to fix that. So there is no resolution. If you guys look and see, we're over on that line. I didn't make a resolution because it's gonna be corrected. Okay, and that was a 1,900. It was Shamam, and I think it was 1,900 and something. Okay? So I just want you to understand what I'm doing so that it's clear to you. And this is how I come up with, this was what we've paid so far in bills for resolution 22 was the roof job. I transferred the whole 15, even though we haven't paid the whole 15 yet, we're gonna end up.
Right.
So I did it at one time.
Good.
And then the machine equipment, I added up B&H's,
No, not
Bills?
machine equipment.
or I mean, buildings, sorry, thank you, Debbie. The buildings I added up B&H's, it was 63.93, and the Lowe's bill for the stuff that we bought, and that came to the 77. That's how I came up with the figure.
Okay.
Because I looked at all the bills and that's what we came up with.
So buildings contractual is repairs to the interview room and.
The roof upstairs. But when we made, at the end of the year, when we said, we know we're gonna do the roof, we know we're gonna do this room and stuff, I put it all in town hall reserve. And I should have split that and did, maybe 10,000 into building and 20,000 into garage. And I put it all just in the town. But that was my mistake because I didn't know what I was
I think you
doing.
should still be good because town hall is general
Yeah, and the garage is under general.
So you're not mixing funds. It's
So I
just-
just wanted to explain to where I'm getting at.
And
So,
then the garage one was for the barn roof repairs.
yes, okay. And instead of doing just what we're over, I did the whole amount because we're gonna have bills that we're gonna have to be finished paying him. So hopefully those numbers, we're not gonna go over. I really watched those lines good. So I just wanted to give you an explanation on that, okay?
How do we have a credit balance in office supplies?
Tell me, is that
It's in the general fund.
general? And
It's a
second page.
-4.8%.
negative is, a lot of them are negative because we're not through the whole year yet. That's how much money we have left.
No, you won't have a
Office supplies.
negative there
Where,
unless we've gotten money into it that we didn't need to spend. Cause this is appropriations.
show me what, oh, in appropriations.
Yeah,
Okay, where?
office supplies over here.
First page.
Second page,
Second page. Back there.
appropriations.
Which negative are you looking at? The 121 or the?
It's,
4.8.
Office
4.8, right?
supplies,
yeah, 12103, 4.8%.
Yeah.
Was that ink cartridge?
we spent 121.03.
No, we
No.
credited 12103. It's like we got money to that expense line, which doesn't.
Oh, I see, because it has a negative in front of what we spent.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll
I
ask
click on
Joan.
that tomorrow.
I'll ask Joan that.
Usually
It
if I
just
just
was
click on
funny
that
looking.
number, it'll.
Gosh,
come
I
right up
never
and tell
looked
me.
at that was a negative. That was a good
I know
eye.
we did.
Sarah, good eye.
What's the plus?
Maybe we sent something back?
Yeah, we
I'm
did.
wondering if it's that ink cartridge.
It could be,
So
that
wasn't
one was
that-
like 59.
I was just gonna say, wasn't that a credit of 50? We saw it in there, it was a credit of 50
Yeah, it wasn't that
something.
much.
No, it
No,
was
no,
112, but
59.
then, I'm wondering if because we got that credit, but then there was also, you guys reordered somewhere else, right, for the ink? It
Yeah,
wasn't in there though.
Yeah, but then that would just make that negative balance even less. It'd be like 40 or 30 instead of.
I will email.
Yeah, I don't know what that
I will text you all tomorrow and we'll find out. Good eye, Sarah. I didn't even notice that.
Thanks.
But I will tell you, now doing it and being a board member for 9 years and now really watching this, I feel like I'm understanding the budget a lot better. And I hope for you new board members, and maybe even you, John, I hope that we're
Maybe.
understanding. Well, John might understand it more than I did. You know what I mean? I didn't really understand it as well
Right.
before. But now that I have to look at it on a daily basis, I feel like I'm getting the gist of it. And I want everybody to understand why I'm making, not just because I'm transferring money for it, I'm trying to explain it to you so
No,
you
but that's
know.
good to know.
Okay. Okay. So all in favor for the approval of the financial reports? Anyone? Okay, no more
Aye.
discussion. Aye.
That was
Okay.
both financial reports, not just.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. And now we're moving to old business. Town logo. I'm open for anybody that wants to start making one. Bring us some samples.
I like, well, Roy was out there. I kind of like that.
I've
Yeah.
got one on my desk
You
too.
know?
Bring it out there as a
I can grab it.
Yeah.
competition. type
Yeah.
thing.
Deb had a suggestion too of doing the town map outline and putting the stars where like our land things are for our whole town. She saw somebody that did that. She's gonna, I think that's what she's bringing me. I don't know.
Roy suggest?
He wanted to do Shenango Lake,
So-
South New Berlin
Four Corners and Millbrook,
and Millbrook.
or circle type thing.
Yeah,
Each little pie, whatever you want to call it.
like our good points, you know?
Yeah.
And,
Where even is Four Corners?
huh?
What even is Four Corners? I have heard it and I don't know what the hell it is.
Four Corners is
Yeah.
out by
I would
me.
take all of the
Where I
roads
live,
and
that's the
lines
Four
out, I just
Corners.
made a copy of
Okay.
it. That's
Four
the
Corners.
outline of our town.
I didn't think that was that.
And then it would have,
I took it as Four Corners on South and Middle.
Yeah, so did I.
this is
No,
five
no.
corners.
That's
Oh, 5 Corners. Oh,
That's
is
fine.
that what you're talking about? I'm at the center of South New Berlin where the light is, what Roy's talking about. Oh, I thought you were talking about why that's called that up there. It's
No.
5
Yeah,
Corners.
this one.
Four Corners is,
stuff is.
Four
And then
Corners
it would
is where
have
the light is.
Lumberville, South
Okay.
Berlin, Holmesville, Shenango Lake, Millbrook, New Berlin, just in big letters. But all of these lines all add here. That would all just be
Just be our outline of our
white
thing.
image. And then you would just have those key points of the town.
But listen, I can't use a computer and do clip art, so I'm not gonna be
That's as
part of it.
best as I got.
That's
with
why I
that
said,
looking
let's
at it.
stick with the one that was already done. Because I'm not doing it, but if anybody has any ideas or any kids that want to design anything or
Well, that's why I thought if we could throw
Make
that to the school
school.
as maybe like a
content,
high school contest, because these kids are
talented,
pretty
especially the
savvy.
computer.
Oh, yeah. they-
given
and they can
some
draw, too.
description of what we're looking for.
And giving them, the parameters that they need to stay
Right.
within.
Absolutely. I think that would be great. It would get the kids involved in.
So maybe at our next committee meeting, we write what we want and then send it to the computer
Yep.
or to the
Talk
school.
somebody at school.
Okay. What would that be? The tech program maybe at the school?
Either that or the art department.
Our
It
department.
could,
Oh,
it could be almost anything. at this
All right,
point.
so
You've
let's-
got computers, you got art, you got.
Right.
Table this.
Or, you know, they do this STEM stuff, so that means that they're going to be working together.
Okay.
Right, yeah.
All right, so let's table that till next time, okay?
What about,
What are some ideas?
Oh, perfect. That would be a good one to put on that.
couldn't tell you where it is on this map. I am not good with maps.
Yeah.
Well, I know right where it is, I just figured there was only so much that you'd want.
Hunts Pond is a good
Hunts
one.
Pond is a pretty decent one, it's just once the state took it over, kind of left the bad taste with the town when they
Yeah.
took
Yeah,
down
but they
the
built the
pavilion.
pavilion, but they built it back up. It's
Yeah,
beautiful.
they did finally-
Looking for after that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they
And
are.
we have it listed on our website too, so I mean, if
Yeah.
we don't have a board about it on the website, we probably should put it
On
in
the
the
map.
logo.
Right.
Well, that's if we go, but, all right, so,
But even if we wanted to do, you know, just like she said, the ideas of what we're looking for.
yeah,
Give them,
That's
this
one of
is
the
what we're
parameters.
looking
Yeah.
for. Yeah, we want this included. You guys come up with
Yeah.
something for us.
And it will alleviate the soggy bones never in the.
love that.
You put the dot on the map.
Okay. All right, so are we all in favor to table that discussion? Okay, all right. Millbrook reservations off-season. I gave you all a handout. I want you don't have to fill it out tonight,
No, I
yes.
can't right now.
Here, John.
Oh, that thing, yeah. I
Yeah.
got it.
I gave you a handout because really, before we get chopping hours and changing stuff, and y'all need to think about what you want. I was thinking about this. What are we all looking for in the Millbrook director or running of Millbrook? That's what I put down first. What are you looking for the person that's going to manage Millbrook? Do we want 2 positions for this job? Do we want the town to handle Millbrook and the town office to take care of Millbrook? How many hours do you think Millbrook will need? And then when I say 2 positions, I mean 1 in-house here and 1 outside house, is what I'm thinking. But this is gonna be a board decision. It's not gonna be my decision. It's gonna be an input by everybody. Debbie, I gave you one of those, didn't I? Because I got
Yes.
2 over here.
Yep.
Oh, one's Roy's. And so I really need you to really sit down and think, to tell me what you think. Because we gotta remember, I'm not doing it for you. We're doing it for the people of the town. So and I'm okay with you guys asking questions. Get out there, ask people what they want to see. Do they want somebody in our office that can assist them? Do they care if it's just online? Do they care if it's just when it's open up? We need to talk to people out in the thing before we make this decision. And then what do we want for the people for the town office? You know? So before we really do the cuts, and I mean, I've got 3 other towns budgeted that I've highlighted on different things. We really need to think about before we pull the trigger on this and really be sure what we're doing and what we all want and what the people want.
She's over there correcting spelling. I just wanna let you know.
No, let's just make it better.
Listen, she's lucky I typed this stuff without asking her. She's usually my typist.
space to write stuff.
I was listen, I forgot how much. Sarah, I forgot the count on the first one, so then I just went with 5. This one might have been like 6. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that and you spelled wood wrong, so I thought for
Yeah.
sure she was
Oh, I
already
didn't
crossing
even
that out.
listen.
Yeah.
I did spell wood wrong. Why didn't my spell check do that? So I just typed this up. What are we looking for? Okay.
This would be good. We could
So
give
I,
it time to think about
and
it.
then get some ideas. I know this isn't going to happen before we open, and you all know that, right?
Yes.
Like, we're all prepared. Like, we can't just rip the Band-Aid on this and get moving on it. We really got to put some thought, because I hate when we rip the Band-Aid off and we do something, then 10 months later we got to change it.
Mhm.
So let's really work on this one and think about it.
I agree.
All right, so that I'm just handing out. I want you to think about this. I don't know, I don't believe we're gonna have a committee meeting in April unless you guys want one. So this is what I think we should work on at our next committee meeting, which probably won't be to May. If we have a committee meeting in April, it would have to be next Monday, because I leave the 22nd, and Roy doesn't come back, I don't think, until the 19th.
So he won't even have time to.
Yeah, unless we did it April 30th on a Tuesday, not on a Monday night. So that's
I
up
don't
to
care what night we do it, so if we want to.
And I have talked to you, I'm gonna sit with her and Connie and do just a committee meeting, just 3 of us on Millbrook on some different ideas too. Because I'd like to know what our plan is to get the store up and running. Like, we don't have any of that in place yet. So
And
we
when's it
can,
open?
we
May
open,
17th, about a month.
yeah. So I need to sit with them so we can get stuff opened up and,
Why don't you ask the people who are on the Millbrook Facebook page?
yeah, we can
You can do
Yeah,
that.
do a
and
poll.
You can do a poll, and then you could also see for
Yeah,
what
do
people would
it.
like to see in a store. You can start a poll for that. as
Yeah,
well.
see what they want to see in the store. We're thinking about opening a store. What's the number of things you guys would like? That's a really good idea. Thank you. So I want us to really do this right. Because this is a big part of our community.
Can I
Okay?
just ask if you guys are doing a committee meeting with the three of you, and there's any chance that you're going to be talking about how things are gonna be handled in the office, which I know is a very
No,
big
we're not
topic.
talking about that.
I know Connie wanted to ask if the four of
Well,
us
we're
could
not
have a
talking,
meeting.
we're not getting together for that. We're getting together for the
Store
store,
stuff.
the stuff and the sales tax number.
Yeah. the sales
How we're
tax.
gonna implement that. That's what we're
I
talking
would just
about.
like if the office was gonna come up in conversation, because it is.
No,
a
we're
hot
doing
topic,
just
that
a Millbrook
I
committee.
be a part of the conversation so that
Do
I
you
can
want
have
us
some.
to schedule a meeting
input.
with?
Well, we can do
Or-
it. We can
Connie
do it
was
on the
thinking about
30th.
that because she had a certain
Yeah.
idea that she was thinking. Wendy and I have been talking about Millbrook. So
Yeah,
we had an idea. I just don't want anyone to get really set in stone with ideas without any input from me when it has.
well, that's
something
why
to do
this
with-
is just for
front
information.
office.
Everybody take it home, get some ideas, talk to people, jot down what people want. So we can bring it back to committee. We can schedule a committee meeting for the 30th. I don't have a problem, but it'll be Tuesday the 30th. Can't be Monday.
And that would be before they opened, at least.
Yeah.
To know where.
I mean, we're
everything's
just
at.
talking about how to get sales
No,
tax
yeah, but I
stuff
mean-
and,
Yeah.
you know, a private,
But maybe her poll will be done by then too, get an idea of what.
Yeah, don't get your hopes up about Facebook polls. I've done them for village stuff and we had a dozen answers.
well, that's all right. It's better than nothing. It's
For a
better-
big village-wide event, that's not
Yeah.
all right.
Well, it's
okay?
better than none. I mean, listen, I just want to tell you all, and I'm one of them. I totally forgot to vote in the primary, and I'm usually on top of voting. 32 or 37 people voted in the primary in our town.
I was 32.
We were the.
And
we were
I
the
was in
last
bed when she
people.
called me and said, "Did you vote?" And I said, "Oh my God, I forgot all about it."
I'm at your party, so.
Yeah. So, but I'm just saying, I mean, the only time we get a reaction is when it's negative reaction.
Yeah.
You know,
It's the way it is.
It's always the negative they come out for, the positive they
Well,
don't.
like when we did that poll
So.
for the renewable energy,
Yep.
we had those things all over the place. What did we
Very
get?
few.
Put out 1,200 and we got maybe over 100 back.
Yeah.
We're under-
So,
And
but
they
no,
didn't answer the
we're gonna
question
get ready
anyway.
on the plans of implementing opening the park. That's what we're talking about. Cause I'd like to see at least one kid's craft this
We put
year,
on the
you know,
Yeah.
something.
30th.
We can do a committee meeting on the 30th if y'all want. So that would
I'm okay
be,
with that.
that'd be Tuesday. I just don't know what everybody's got going on Tuesday.
I'm good on Tuesdays.
You're not good on Tuesday? Okay. All right, committee meeting for April 30th. At 6 PM? Okay. And the main thing will be, Millbrook, and if we have to do anything else. Okay,
Can we just rewind really quick and take something off your plate? The office supply was a $132 refund, and we've had a couple charges to it since. So it's not the full 135 anymore.
What was the reason for?
I think they refunded the entire order and then put back in a part of the order. The 132 would have been the cartridge and the other stuff ordered.
Okay.
So they did a full refund that came through the money market, so she applied it. And then it came back through to recharge, so it took some of it back away. It's actually down to 57 now that I corrected.
And that would be the.
That would make,
Yeah,
Okay.
so,
that's the one that we're gonna ask tomorrow on? That's what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, I'm able to get those
Good,
figures.
I don't have to text you and have spelling errors.
Yeah, it's a little less to pay the outside source as well.
Okay. Okay, thanks. Moving on, the overtime for the 8 hours. I've talked to, this is for the police department. I've talked to civil service, about this intently. I have to call our lawyer. So, and I apologize, I haven't had time. So that's getting taken care of. Okay. Going on to new business, the South of Berlin, tank inspection. Y'all got a thing on that? And we have two things that we have to, are immediate priority. I told Matt we got to get a lock on the top of the entrance. And there's a screen, and I think they're worried about varmints getting in there. The screen is corroding. The rest of the stuff, I said I'm not going to get crazy about it, but do the first two immediately. Okay. If you want to see the full report, it's in on the desk. It shows you the pictures and everything in there. Okay. So if you want to know anything more about that. Next one, Auctions International. We put the police car, our old police car, up on Auction International. We got a bid for 2,200, I think it was.
2,225.
25. David did have, sorry, David did have a minimum of 3,500 because he did the research, he looked on them.
So what's the problem?
And
That's what it was. We should not accept that 2,200. Simple as that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
okay, thank you.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Not a problem. Never had.
It's worth,
Okay.
yeah.
So I had told Brandon, we're gonna discuss it at the board, and he's insisted that they were driving him crazy. She got an email. I said, tell him we're not discussing it till the board. We have a 35 minimum on it. Like,
That should have been.
So
they knew the
then
35
Brandon-
minimum. They knew that.
Right.
exactly, they knew that.
Right.
So then Brandon, I scratched my eye, I was going to the eye doctor, and he called me. She's calling me, she needs to know right now, like going crazy. And I'm not
There's a
doing
minimum,
this
there's a
anymore.
minimum.
Let David do it. And so now.
No, he's gonna do it. It's-
So I
Good
talked
luck.
to, she called me while I was at the doctor's. I called her back and I said, I will call you Tuesday morning. But I said, I'm telling you right now, we have a 3,500 minimum. The board may want to choose to keep it at that price. We're not selling it. There's some on there, they're getting 7,000 with,
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
no
but
way.
I guess my point to the whole thing is, we already
told them,
said 3,500 minimum.
yes.
There should be no
There's
question. It didn't meet the
No, it didn't
minimum.
meet the
Right.
standard, so
So what David
Hold on.
has recommended, he wants to clean it, spotless, take better pictures, in a couple months, re-advertise it again and with the minimum. He goes, I might have considered 33, but 22, I can sell it for scraps for more.
put it in marketplace.
So everybody's okay with refusing it. Because she told me, she goes, well, I'll call him because the bidder's getting anxious. And she goes, I'll call him for his final and best offer. And we have not heard any other response. So,
I haven't seen, I looked on there again
yeah,
and I don't see, and you do have minimums and that makes sense, but as somebody who did a lot of auctions, the value of something you're selling on auction is the amount the highest bidder is willing to pay.
right.
So
But
the
I'm
more
wondering,
time you wait, you're putting money into him cleaning it and doing all of that, then you list it again.
I'm thinking we should fix it and save it as a third car at that price.
That's where I was thinking too.
Yeah.
Because we're talking about needing a vehicle for sending people to training.
Right, that's what I said too.
Is that the one that overheated that nobody knew how
Well,
much damage was done?
they
I don't
think
know.
it's the water pump. They think it's the water pump, but no one's actually said. We got that from the garage. They said it was the water. We never took it to a garage to have them thoroughly look at it and give us an estimate.
He knew.
Yeah,
He knows vehicles, so I'm sure
Yeah.
it's that. But it's so
so,
hard, you gotta take.
but I'm sure we could get more money
Yeah,
selling
yeah.
it.
Where the water pump is, like John said.
Yeah, but I bet we could get more money on selling ourselves. Used vehicles are a fortune right now.
Yeah.
A fortune, 22, I think is ridiculous. Sit
But
there.
from what they were saying,
I'd
I don't know
rather
what the
donate it.
video.
I'd rather donate it to an organization for free.
Somewhere on the auction, there's a video too, but the thing that I wonder is, the way David made it sound when we had to get rid of it, it was so bad, we had to buy a new car because nobody knew how much damage and the cost
Well,
to
that's
fix it
because of what the government.
was gonna be
Demands.
so
Well, and the problem
much.
is it has a lot of miles. We needed a new car
Well,
anyway.
the biggest issue was it has an internal water pump, and when you start messing with the internal water pump, it becomes a problem really fast.
2,500 to fix it. So
Might
it's
as well-
better.
I
mean,
might as
I
well
think-
just replace the motor with an internal.
I think I'm willing to do it one more time. I mean, I don't know how much it costs us to advertise it on Auctions International. They get a fee, right, if they sell it?
Yeah.
Does it cost us anything to advertise it?
I don't think they take the fee out until it's
Sold.
sold.
And we did
I know,
have a
'cause they
minimum.
send somebody to take pictures too. I
Oh,
remember
yeah,
he took
they-
something.
yeah,
They send
people,
someone,
yeah.
so somehow they're gonna want
So,
to recoup their.
and Brandon
Right.
did get really, I said, Brandon, the highway's always on it. He goes, well, we need to change that. He goes, because this is ridiculous. So I'm okay if they set up an account, I mean, it would be under the same, and let David do his own, if you
I
guys
think
are okay. But he had a fit about it, so I don't know
I don't
what.
think it's necessary. Highway maintains our equipment, they should be posting their excess equipment as well. They're
Okay.
responsible for equipment.
Okay, all right, so we're gonna,
Two
he's gonna-
additional
he's gonna-
vehicles on top of all the equipment.
3,500, we didn't get 3,500, good. Denied.
we
Oh,
wait
move
and
on.
we do it again.
Maybe
If you-
next time it'll only be 3,000, but at least
Just be a little bit more, yeah.
So do we wanna entertain the idea of repairing it or no?
I would rather try to sell it one
I
more
wanna
time.
sell it.
Try to sell
Yeah, I would try to
You
let
have
let
no idea
David
what
like
the
go
headaches.
power wash or get it nice and clean, because it's winter, it was nasty, it's probably had dirt all over it.
David's standards of being nice and clean, that thing's clean, believe me.
Yeah.
It's clean to me.
Okay, well, I don't even know
Sorry.
where it is. It's down at the highway, right? But I think let's wait a little bit, because no one was buying stuff in the winter, you know, and I know. Let's try it one more time. I think we got nothing to
Everybody's
lose,
getting their taxes back, so it's the time to do it.
so, okay. All right,
Everybody.
so,
Everybody, I know, yeah, not everybody.
Taxes back, what are you
Yeah.
talking about?
yeah, I just spent quite a bit of money to pay mine.
Oh, my God.
All right, the Pitney Bow service charge is next. Oh, thank you, it's underneath my thing. I don't even remember what this was, Debbie, it's for the,
Pitney Bowes, every time we fill the machine, we generally, I don't know where we got the amount, we generally fill
Oh,
it
it's
for
a fee.
400 each time. It costs us $20.99 every time we fill it as a service charge. Now what they're doing is any month that you refill your postage meter, they're gonna have an additional monthly charge of 40 something, I put it underneath,
41.99.
$41.99. So my thought was to see if $400 is the max we can do per, and if not, then at the beginning of the year, we just do like a 1,200. And then use it up, that would be 1 month, we'd have the $41 fee. And try that. I mean, we could also sit and do the math. I forget exactly how many cents we save per stamp having the machine. But if you,
we do get a discount, because I'm like,
Yeah.
maybe we should send it back and go get a roll of stamps.
No, you get a discount.
you
Oh, we
get a
do get a
discount per
discount.
stamp
It's like
and,
3 cents or something like
Oh, that's a pretty good
and the
discount.
time it would take, I mean, I worked over in Pittsfield where they did not have a machine. And when you're sending out taxes and receipts and dog licenses and water bills, to stamp every single envelope would be so time consuming
Yeah.
that it just would not even.
I don't like putting stamps on my checks either.
No, it's, but with that, I mean, I
I gave
could,
them today.
I could try to do some math on it to figure like, what are we really saving since we are paying a lease, a quarterly lease on the machine, the $20.99 charge, and now the 41 monthly, only in the months that we add to, that we refill our postage.
Can we do it
It's not
once a
everyone.
year and put 2,000 on it?
Yeah, that's
or
what Debbie's
three?
I'm gonna
proposing.
check and see if, I don't know why we ever just went with the 400. I think when you turn the machine on, it says you're running low, it automatically comes up and says, do you wanna add 400 postage? So we just say yes. But I'm wondering if I change that and we just add a larger amount if they don't give us a cutoff.
Right.
Well, they must not, because it says up to
Yeah,
2,500.
but there must be enough, because I know like where I work, our machine is 1,000. When they
Okay,
fill it, they do 1,000. I don't know if that's just what they do, but I know it's 1,000 to start, because I watch it every time I send out stuff.
I know our credit limit decreased with them because we weren't using it all annually. So they've reduced our credit terms, well, not terms, but our limits. So I'll see what the highest amount is that's on our machine and maybe try that while doing the math and just get through the year with it.
Do we have any type of what it costs us annually for that type of stuff? Do we know?
What do
it
we
would cost us?
budget?
If you look at
Well,
the
they're-
profit and loss at the end of the year, it would show.
Central
From last year, I'm just
Right.
wondering, I mean,
Yeah,
I
we
know
could
postage
look.
went up, but I'm just
We
wondering
could
what
look.
we're using
I
yearly.
don't
and
even
that would
know
give
what
us
we
an idea.
budgeted for that.
It's under central print and mail, right? But there's other things that come out of that too.
I want to say probably about 2,000. I'd say we probably fill it about 5 times a year.
So we need to cut down the filling time.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, so if we can just add more
Like do-
once,
Right.
Okay.
pay the fee in 1 month.
All right, so what do we do? Do we need to make a motion so she can
No.
change that, or do you want to get more information?
I just wanted to show you guys that that was a fee.
Okay. All right, moving on. Deb, we don't have to, because she's gonna mail the bill. I don't need a PO for Brandon and John's training, because I told you she's gonna mail Debbie a bill, so you don't have to pay for it.
Yeah, they don't
Take a
like
check.
doing it where you bring a check, because the same thing when Wendy did that, they ended up mailing us a bill after. 'cause
Yeah,
they got
after I
too
pay
confused.
cash for the training.
So I asked her and she said, nope, just put Town of New Berlin at Gmail's email address, and then she will email me a bill, your certificate. I can put it in your box and do a purchase order.
So they're going, April 16th to that's $50 per person. It'll be 1,600. Are you going with him, or are you just meeting?
Yeah, I'm
him?
going.
Oh, you're gonna go with him, okay.
Yeah.
All right, Swans for Millbrook, we talked about that already. We'll get those ordered. Do I need well, I don't need a motion because it's under the 1,000, right?
Yeah.
It's 159, so you can approve it. All right, Resolution 22, Town Hall Reserve to Garage. That's the one I talked to you about.
We don't have one, but you got one. I don't need one again.
Why don't you have one?
I don't know, I didn't get any copies.
You didn't get any resolution copies?
No.
None of you did?
No.
Nope, we just have what
I-
we're going on.
I
That's
just,
all we had was just.
I didn't print any because I emailed them.
Oh, I thought you printed and put. it in
No,
your
because you
boxes.
told me to start emailing them from now
Oh,
on.
I didn't
Well,
know. Yep, that's fine. I'll go make copies now.
Listen, you're better be impressed that I emailed them, because I've been typing over them, I haven't been saving them. No, she told me I had to email
Well,
them
you
to
don't check your
her.
town email, you don't even know what's in there.
I don't even know how to get there.
Do you even know what your email is?
No.
I do.
I got it.
Yeah, it's townofnewberlin.john.
Yeah.
Okay, well, while she's
That's
making you
fair.
copies, I'm gonna read it to you. Resolution 22 of 2024, authorizing the amendment of the budget to record the transfer of money from the Town Hall Reserve 9543 in the amount of $15,901 to the garage contractual A51324.1.0. Whereas the town had allocated reserves for the repairs of the town highway roof. Now therefore be it resolved by the town board, the town New Berlin board. Okay? So introduced by Wendy, seconded by
Second. Okay, no, go ahead.
Sarah. There you go.
Wells right.
Yes.
Stockwell is absent. Reifenberg,
Yes.
Parks,
Yes.
Christian.
Yes.
Okay, does someone else want to introduce resolution 23? Or do you want me to? I don't care. Resolution 23, okay, go
I
ahead.
can do it for you.
Okay.
Resolution 23 of 2024 authorizing the amendment of the budget to record the transfer of monies from the APRA funds 710-135-9330 in the amount of $4,286 to the FX 86204.8.0 PWR pump.
It's source power pump. That's
Okay.
what it just doesn't print out on that
Okay.
thing. I should have typed it out. Sorry, Sarah.
CEAARPA.
You didn't help. Sorry.
Whereas
You didn't call me?
the town has used ARPA funds to inspect the water holding tank. Payment was made to
I don't know how to pronounce it.
Aquarius Infrastructure Management Company. Now therefore it be resolved by the town of New Berlin Board.
You gotta fix your APRA to be ARPA.
APRA, isn't it?
No, ARPA, ARPA.
Oh, I'm dyslexic.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's gotta be a typo, Deb, when you put it in. Make sure you fix that. Listen, I would be a little proud of me typing these by
You did
myself.
right, A plus. You just.
I've only had, what, 2 mistakes on the 3
There you
mistakes on
Okay.
3
What's even-
resolutions.
What's even funnier to me though is that you have APRA, ARPA, APRA. Messed it up twice, did it right once.
Oh, I did? I am dyslexic. All right, I need a second. Come on.
I'll second it.
Okay. John.
Christian.
Yes.
Wells right.
Yes.
Stockwell is absent. Parks,
Yes.
Reifenberg.
Yes. Okay, Sarah, you can read the next one and correct it.
Fine. Okay, resolution number 24 of 2024, authorizing the amendment of the budget to record the transfer of money from the Town Hall Reserve 9535 in the amount of $7,721.66 to the building's contractual A1620.4. Whereas the town had allocated reserves for the work of the interview room and the fixing of a window upstairs that was leaking, the payments were to B&H Property and Lowe's. Now therefore be it resolved by the Town of New Berlin Board. Introduced by yours truly.
Sarah, second.
I second
April.
Reifenbach.
Yeah,
Did you get it?
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why that one's changed. I never change. Are they all like that? They're all like that, you guys. Sarah, you didn't catch that one?
I don't care about your name.
So you better look on the last four resolutions, because I never even touched the names on the bottom.
I kind of like that name.
I like Reichenbach.
I only got 5 letters in my last name.
That is funny. Listen, I'm disappointed, Sarah, you didn't catch them on the last one, because they gotta be the same.
Catching it. That was fun. Christian,
Yes.
Parks,
Yeah.
Wales, right?
Yes.
Reifenbach wants a request that you check 18, 17, 20, and make sure that they're all not. What about on the first one? Was it spelled wrong on the first one?
I'm
Might-
21.
Oh, no, you might have typed that one, Sarah.
I'm 21.
24, 23.
Oh, I love
That is
it.
spelled correctly on 21.
That's probably because you typed those resolutions. It might even go back to the organization meeting one. You might want to check those.
Oh, goodness.
All right, all done there. All right, correspondence. I got a couple of them, sorry.
Oh, no.
I don't even know where to begin. I got 6 phone calls. Well, 4 that I answered that I was here. 2 more on the same day left. Had a complaint about the county, civil service. A voter in our area applied to a job and she felt she was discriminated. So I went to the chairman at the county today and we met with the personnel at civil service today. And I'm to call our constituent back and tell them if she has an issue, she has to address it to county at civil service. And that's all I'm gonna say about that. That one was rough. Okay, next one. I got a call from a dentist today, didn't leave his last name, complaining about the bridge in South New Berlin, that it hasn't been inspected and it hasn't been fixed in the construction. I know that was postponed over all the,
Yes, but we got a letter. We got a
everybody,
letter,
Yeah.
and it tells when that construction's gonna start.
yeah, we've been
And
getting it.
it's gonna start pretty quickly.
Yeah, because we've already done the pipe, so I'll call him back. The next one I got, and Deb, you might have to help me on this one, because I don't really know what this means. I think she's looking to be maybe a permanent resident in Florida. Her name is Shannon Faggy. I couldn't pronounce her name. She lives on 82nd Street or State Highway 80. So I don't know who this person is, and I don't know if that would be Otsego County, because I don't know if it's going that way or if it's going up 80 this way. She has property here and she lives in Bradenton, Florida. She left me her phone number. She is applying for homesteader in Florida, and she needs to know, like, we have to send her a letter that she has nothing on this property. I didn't even
Or she doesn't have
understand,
any liens or anything on the property?
or like, I don't,
She's still a resident, she's resident here.
she owns this property, so I don't really know what she's asking me for, but that's, have you ever had anybody ask you that? She wants to be a homesteader in Bradenton, Florida.
I don't understand if she's gonna be a homesteader there, why any
And we have
structure.
to give her something on her property that she's.
Normally, like, if they're looking for something that states that they're either a resident or not a resident,
Right.
that is over at Shenango County.
So I
They do
need to-
residency.
So I need to tell her to call.
And as
Shenango
far as
County.
any structures on the
Okay.
property, if she is us, then that's gonna be
whether she's on it or something.
So I gotta find out if she's over that bridge, because if she's over the bridge, that would be
She's
Otsego.
on Otsego County.
But if she's this way, she's ours. Okay, so
Well,
that would be county
so far.
level.
She's not,
Yeah.
she's not even in the Unadilla Valley School District, so she's not gonna be us.
How do you know that?
She probably just looked.
Because I just looked up the address on the tax site. The only 80s we have is an 80 West and an 80 North, and that's Barry and Patrick. Barry, Pennington and Patrick. Right. Those are the only 80 addresses that we even have in the Unadilla Valley School District.
On 82 state.
On
Highway
80 at all. When you
Okay.
type in 80,
So
any address with
so
80.
that
I
you
say go tell her what I think.
call Otsego. What department do you think I would tell her to call Otsego County?
There is a
Would that be
specific.
Lynn? I've never even
No.
heard of such a thing, so I didn't know, so I wanted to ask the committee. Okay, moving on. Was there anything else I wanted to talk to? Oh, yes. David Wells called me. I didn't bring that note because I left it home for Joan. Very interested in starting the revolving loan account. Very interested in being on the committee. Joan has told me she has found, I think, 2 other people. I can't tell you the names because I can't remember. Do you know anything about that, April? I'm looking at you like me because you see Joan more.
Yeah, no.
And so I need you, Debbie, if you can, see if we have an old application on file for that revolving loan. Because it used to be,
So what I did a little while back, I got one from the village.
okay, because that's what I
got their
told Joan.
updated one.
I can show, but I don't know if we have one so we could compare the villages too, because I got the village too.
Yeah, we were a lot lighter than what the village is. The village, I
But we
remember
do
looking at
have
it
an
a
old
little
one,
bit.
right?
We have to have an old one.
All right, so if you can get that together and we'll print out the village one to give this new committee
And let them start out just by
and
doing
see,
the
like, we gotta
application.
get a application approved, and sent to Lori to make sure that we can do it. But I'm excited that we can, especially now, spring's breaking, they might wanna do some stuff and we can use some of that money.
There you go.
Okay, so that's just an update on that, but he's very interested in, and I called him back, left him a message that Joan is a tax accountant and she's real busy right now, but as soon as tax season she gets done, she will contact him.
So you're saying David wants to start a CD loan committee?
Yeah, well, Joan wanted to do it
Mhm.
and she was looking for people, and then David was thinking about getting on the planning board, and I said, well, we have another committee we want to get started, so if you want to get
He
on.
jumped ship. She got him, we lost him.
We've always had a committee.
Now, here's a
Then we
question.
just
Here's
didn't
a
have enough
question.
people.
Could he be on both?
I don't think so.
Darn.
I don't think he could be.
Yeah, we used to always have a committee, but it's been vacant.
I didn't think you
And
wanted.
we have 80,000 that we can lend out to
Sometimes
residents
sometimes a body is better than none.
All right.
and help people.
I hear
Make
that.
it at a low interest.
I just wanted to make sure I
But I
understood
think
you
that's
wanted
a-
to do
I-
the committee,
I
not
think
that he wanted to apply for a CD loan.
No, he wants to be on the committee to review and I do think he'll be, you know who he is. He sits right there usually, Sarah, and he
He was
does
the
some.
fellow that was so
Yes.
upset. on
No, not
Holmesville
Schnigel Lake. He
Road.
was the one on Holmesville Hill.
Oh, right, yes, okay.
Okay, so that's just an update on that, but I really am excited to get that up and running for the taxpayers. Okay, any other business related to town? Anybody got anything? Oh, I got one more thing. I'm so sorry, I should have told them my supervisor's name. I got invited, I got a letter in the mail and got invited to the firemen's, annual banquet for the village fire department, the town and the Berlin Fire Department. I honestly gotta tell you, I've complained about the fire department before, and I'm rescinding my complaints. I have a whole new outlook on the fire department because the amount of training that they have to go through to go fight a fire through New York State is ungodly. And I'm talking hundreds of hours. And that banquet really gave me an eye opener what those guys do down there. And it was a beautiful banquet. It was really nice. In fact, April and her husband were there because of South Berlin Fire. And I really felt like I was very naive, I'm going to say, about the fire departments, what they have to go through to fight fires and train. And so I just want to tell you that was a really good thing. And I want to work a little more closely with them. And I'm going to go to a South Berlin meeting. I really was moved I mean, these guys, that one kid is a high school student, had over 100 and
It's
some hours of
unbelievable, yeah.
training, and he wants to go be a firefighter as a career.
Yep.
I mean, he's doing EMS too. Really,
Is he
really.
the one that was in the paper?
Well, Seth Thompson was one of them, and then there was another boy, and I can't remember.
The one that wants to do the EMS is the other boy, but Seth Thompson was the one that just
It blew him.
unbelievable.
It was crazy.
But there was one, I don't know if it was this fire department, I think there was a boy like that in the paper.
Yeah,
And I thought,
it was really, and I'm embarrassed to say as a taxpayer, but I really thought it was like, just a claw. I didn't, and I watched a barn burn, one of my friend's barn caught on fire, and I did go to that, and I saw them working and how hard they worked, and I got a new input that way on what they did. But watching them and how they work together and the amount of hours for these committee meetings, like they give award for if you've been to every meeting, and there's a meeting a month. I mean, and the hours of training is unbelievable that the
but
state
you can
requires.
thank the state of New York.
Yeah, but they're trying to protect them too. So I just wanted to give you that update. It was very good, and that is one of the nice things of being a supervisor. I get invited to free dinners, so I am enjoying that. So thank you, even my husband. The next thing I want to tell you is I want the board's opinion on, and this is not for myself when I say this. And I've talked to the Board of Elections on this, to change this supervisor position to a 4-year position instead of a 2-year. Everybody on the board is a 4-year except our supervisor, and most towns have switched to do it. If we want to do it, we got to contact the lawyer, and we have to have it into the Board of Elections by April 1st for the next, or August 1st.
I was gonna be like,
No, we're late. We're late. No, by August 1st. So I want you to think about that, because right now, I'm not sure, the judge is 4 years, right? Am I correct, Debbie? So it would be only the supervisor's job,
Well, it must make sense, I mean.
because everybody else
You're
is
just
4.
getting
you're
your
barely
feet
getting
all the
absolutely.
information and then
Don't,
boom,
don't
you gotta-
look at me
go
when
in.
y'all say this. This is for the
I mean,
next,
for anybody, it's
Yeah,
hard to get.
yeah. And then we'd all be,
established
there'd be
without
3 of us running on the same ballot, or 4 of us maybe. And so I just want to I want to know how you guys feel about it, if we should pursue it, if you want me to call the lawyer and look into this,
Pursue
to see, to get it on the
I
ballot.
think it's a good idea.
Because it has to be by
Right.
public
it.
vote.
Can't do something in just 2 years. Simple as that.
Okay.
No,
Your idea is-
it really doesn't, yeah.
But I will tell you, that won't count for me. When I'm up, the position is up, and it'll be for the next following position. It won't be during my position.
So what
Oh,
happens
okay.
if we do an election and somebody is elected to be
No, what it,
supervisor for a 4-year position
They-
next time? Okay.
Yeah.
What happens if we do that and they want to quit after 2 years?
They
Do
can
we
quit.
have another
They-
election, or
They
do
can-
we?
well,
have
what
to
will
do it?
happen is you
November
can do
election.
what we
Vacancy.
did and not appoint anybody because it was an election year, and wait till the election year for someone to run, like we did for that 10 months we were out, or 11 months. Or you can appoint somebody and they have to follow in that next election cycle.
Okay.
So like if it's at the beginning of the year they quit, you'd have to, at November election, they'd have to run. Or somebody would have to, you'd put somebody back up. But if it happened like they quit in November or some after the election, it'd be the following election cycle.
Okay, so it's just the next election cycle, not
Yeah.
the end of the 4 years of that person.
Right, right,
Only
right.
justice is the end of the 4-year yeah, they never fill a vacancy. Justice is the only one that if a judge resigns a year in, the next judge is a 4-year judge. They each run their own 4-year, they don't fill a vacancy. Every other position, they fill a vacancy for the number of years left.
So
I'm just curious.
I just want to know if you guys want to pursue that and get it on this year's ballot. So
I think
I need to
it's a
talk
good
to the lawyer to fit, the county gave me some, Columbus has done it. I think it was Green did it. Yeah, you won't have to go harass the public and get signatures every day. Like April just got appointed. She has to run in November's election. She just got.
I know, I was just harassing the public.
Yeah. So, well, it's not harassing, but you know what I mean.
But you know you can do it.
Yeah.
That's okay.
But I did.
I got a lot of information.
So I just want to know how you guys felt about that and if we should pursue it or leave it at 2 years. I really don't care because it's not going to affect me.
I think 4 years is better. I mean, as long as people are committed to doing 4 years.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's,
takes you a year to learn what exactly you're doing.
Yeah.
oh, it's,
And then you only got a year
and you're still
actually
learning.
learning
You're still learning. Just like I said, I've been on doing this 9 years. I've never understood the budget like I understand it now. It's a total different ballgame now.
Yeah.
So, okay, that being said, that's all I got. Motion to go to executive session. Do you want to go to executive?
I'd like to.
Okay. Okay, so John's
I'll
making
make
a
To
motion,
go to executive session to talk about, MEO personnel.
and MEO personnel. Seconded,
I second.
okay. Oh, I wrote Sarah, because I'm scarred from writing her name wrong, and I did my own.
That's right, right.
8:14, thank you. Oh my God, we did good tonight. I wrote 8 o'clock on the top of my paper, 8 o'clock.
I kept seeing you turn around looking at.
I was like, I want to stay on task. 8 o'clock, and I forgot my cell phone. I forgot my cell phone all week.
Debbie, did you want these
Okay,
AT&T
thank
back?
Yeah, see ya.
Or are they
Thanks,
copies?
Teresa. Thanks for coming yesterday.
Oh, that was great.
She had a wonderful time. She was so tired,
Oh, I bet.
but people were so generous. She's all set. All set.
And, I told her, I said, I have a thought of what I want to do. I would like
And I have my husband to cook me some dinner before I get home now.
We won't be long.
That's okay, give some time.
Okay, I'll talk to her and she can tell me what's that.
We're gonna go over- we're gonna
Yeah,
go
because
over
it'll change.
Our new
But she
room.
did great.
Or our interview room?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. We're good. She did. So, thanks for coming.
No problem, I had a good time. Have a good night. Good night, guys, take care.
Really?
That sucks.
I told Mike he was hard to get up resume. He goes, I'm gonna try and get you forced into ethanol. And a maintenance position. That's why I signed it to him, and then I signed up for other. You want me to stay, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, he would do, the DK would give him a campsite and I paid for it something. Okay, so we had one year we had him up there, right? I think he was trying to get his sons more into it and they had equipment and so he did pretty good.
Well, he's up the projector, and the projector screen and everything. She's getting ideas with that.
We blew my 8 o'clock board meeting thing.
Oh,
We're still before 9. We're still before 9.
You're killing it.
We're
Okay. Okay, motion to come back into a regular meeting.
I'm gonna
Sarah, John. Okay, no, resolve was made on the MEO personnel. Motion to adjourn the meeting.
8:52, we ended executive.
Move it.
John, second? Second? April?
Yeah.
April's gonna go have dinner. Okay,
He hasn't started
Wait,
yet.
who made the motion, seconded?
John's, to adjourn, it was 8:52. John made the motion, April seconded.
It's 8:50, yes.
8:52.
Oh, I've been going by this clock. Oh, I'm always saying it's
Yeah,
8:50.
that's the clock.
Oh, and I'm not getting you dinner.
Okay, and then everybody don't forget about April 30th for,
Committee.
committee meeting. All right, and Deb, you'll put that in the paper, right?
All right.